Chapter 427. The house with the hidden exit had already been locked by Xiao Han's spirit. Xiao Han was like an old horse that knew the way. He led the ancient giant directly to the house. Inside the house, there was a glazed door erected. The power of spatial teleportation circulated in the whole house. This should be the exit. Xiao Han nodded. Then he turned his head and said to the ancient giant, "Friend, you should teleport away first." Yes, the ancient giant's expression was also very excited. "Xiao Han, just now I tried to release my psychic waves to scan in all directions. I can't do anything about it. My psychic waves can only scan an area of 50 meters. Moreover, my soul is being attacked by all kinds of illusions and hallucinations, which almost made me lose my mind. I think if I were to search for the exit alone, I'm afraid it would be difficult to find it." "Xiao Han, your mental strength is really strong. It's almost abnormal. Thank you very much this time. I'll go first. We'll meet outside later." After saying that, the ancient giant bowed to Xiao Han and then walked towards the space door, smiling faintly. A very stable power of spatial teleportation. It must be the exit to teleport out of this hallucinatory demon palace. Yes, it should be right. After you go out, be careful, Xiao Han said with a smile. Soon the ancient giant stepped into the space door. His whole body disappeared. The next moment, boom, the space door was destroyed. Tsk tisk, each exit can only be used once. Xiao Han formed a seal with his hands. The house immediately became illusory. It turned into a hallucinatory demon realm. It was swallowed by Xiao Han's sea of consciousness. Xiao Han walked on the road. He released his spirit wave and scanned the area of tens of thousands of meters, looking for the exit. At the same time, he constantly absorbed and refined the hallucinatory demon realm in the demonic palace. His spirit power was continuously strengthened. At this moment, oh, another exit? Xiao Han discovered that in a courtyard thousands of meters to the west, there was also a space door emitting a glazed light. Exit. However, before Xiao Han walked over, Xiao Han discovered a white-clothed middle-aged man with a light red mark between his eyebrows and a dignified expression was approaching the courtyard where the space door was hidden. It was none other than the tower master of Xiao Han's dimension. This guy's luck is really too good. He actually found an exit. Xiao Han shook his head and laughed. Forget it. I'll let the tower master leave the hallucination devil palace. It has nothing to do with me. The pagoda master walked with a cold expression on his face. His mind power spread out as he cursed. Damn it. After entering the hallucinatory devil palace, the communication function of the chivalrous token had actually lost its effect. So I can't get in touch with my subordinates? It's terrible. Moreover, the entire demonic hallucination palace only had 1,000 exits. Only 1,000 people can be teleported out. Damn it. Every day the danger level of the hallucinatory demon territory is increasing by 10 times. If I can't find the exit after a few days, I might die in this demonic palace. Sigh. The mind power of this clone of mine can only spread out to a range of about 1,000 meters. In this huge demonic palace, it's really too difficult to find a limited exit. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. If my real body appeared in this hallucinatory devil palace, the range of my mind power could reach about 5,000 meters, and the probability of finding the exit would greatly increase. This time, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage. But when my real body comes out to explore, a little carelessness will cause my soul to fly away and scatter. Shockingly. The tower master stopped in his tracks and his whole body shook. Very quickly, his face squeezed out a beaming expression. I found it. Ah. I actually found an exit. Ah. The pagoda master walked briskly and quickly entered the courtyard with the hidden exit. The tower master looked at the space door in the courtyard excitedly with a face full of joy. Ah. You can wear out iron shoes and fruitless search, but you'll find it without even looking. Such a stable teleportation power must be the exit. Ah. After finishing speaking, the tower master directly walked towards the space door without hesitation. However, at this moment, a sturdy middle-aged man rushed in from outside. Stop. The exit. It's the exit. This was a demon hero from the wrong plane. He also found the exit in this courtyard and rushed over with ecstasy. But he found that the tower master was one step ahead of him. Idiot, the tower master did not pay attention to the sturdy middle-aged man at all. Without turning his head, he stepped into the exit. Boom, the space door was destroyed. Roar. The sturdy middle-aged man roared sternly. I'm one step late. Damn it. I finally found an exit, but that guy from the trash plane got there first. Damn it. I'd better not find that demon hero from the trash plane. Otherwise I'll kill one if I see one. Suddenly, shio, 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 the whole courtyard turned illusory and turned into strands of hallucinatory devil realm, floating in the air. The sturdy middle-aged man was slightly stunned. The next moment, shio, 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 in all directions a large number of houses and courtyards were decomposed into hallucinatory devil realm. Layers of hallucinatory devil realm actually surrounded the sturdy middle-aged man. Not good. The sturdy middle-aged man's face turned pale. Boom! Suddenly the densely packed hallucinatory devil realm condensed into a torrent and directly rushed into the sturdy middle-aged man's brain. Ah! No! Demon race army. Demon race army. My human race is going to perish. Ah! The middle-aged man's eyes were crazed and he let out a heart-wrenching scream. Then, bang! He slapped his forehead and his entire head exploded. A few thousand meters away, Xiaohan. Hey, when you see a demon hero from our plane, you want to kill one if you see one? I'll kill you first. Xiaohan's mouth pulled into a cold smile. In his eyes. But it was full of excitement. Right now, my mental strength is very strong. I can use the hallucinatory devil realm in the devil palace to attack targets and kill them through the air, causing them to fall into a devil state. Alright, when I see trash from the wrong plane, I'll also kill one if I see one without a second word. In all fairness, if it was under normal circumstances, he would not be able to escape. Even with Xiaohan's mental strength that surpassed normal people, he couldn't kill as he pleased. However, in the hallucinatory devil palace, there were countless hallucinatory devil realms, allowing Xiaohan to have the advantage of time, place and people. Without making a sound, he could complete the assassination. Of course, seriously speaking, this was considered an indirect killing, and not a direct and forceful killing. Hong, Hong, Hong. At the same time as he released his mental ripples to monitor the courtyards and houses within tens of thousands of meters. Xiaohan didn't forget to cultivate. His hands continuously formed seals. Everywhere he passed, the houses transformed from the hallucinatory devil realm, every blade of grass and tree, were all uprooted from the ground and refined into the miniature liquid planet in Xiaohan's sea of consciousness. The miniature liquid planet's volume expanded and became more and more solid. The mental ripples grew stronger and stronger. Outside the hallucinatory devil palace, it was a blue, spotless space. There was no hallucinatory devil realm causing trouble. At this moment in the huge space, stood a middle-aged man in plain clothes, his arms crossed. This person was the ancient giant that Xiaohan had found the exit and allowed him to teleport out of the hallucinatory devil palace. What luck! I'm the first person to escape from the hallucinatory devil palace. The ancient giant looked at the hallucinatory devil palace standing tens of miles away. Many thanks to Xiaohan. If he didn't give me this chance, I probably would have been trapped in the hallucinatory devil palace to death. At this moment, Xiao, a figure flew out of the hallucinatory devil palace. And the ancient giant's body tensed and he immediately shrunk back. However, after taking a closer look, he relaxed. Tower Master? You also found the exit and left the hallucinatory devil palace? The Tower Master's body gradually stabilized and he looked relieved. And my luck is not bad. After saying that, the Tower Master looked around cautiously. Let's find a place to hide first. Once the people from the wrong plane also find the exit and come out of the hallucinatory devil palace, I'm afraid there will be a fierce battle. There's no need to confront them. Let's hide first and wait for our people to escape one by one. Hallucinatory devil palace. It was nighttime. Xiaohan sat cross-legged in a room, his hands forming seals, and began to practice the 12th mental finger technique. Done in one go. Boom! With the completion of the 12th mental finger technique, Xiaohan's mental strength transformed again. It became stronger. Tomorrow, the hallucinatory devil realm in the entire devil palace will be 10 times more dangerous. And I will continue to work hard tomorrow and absorb more hallucinatory devil realm. I will definitely be able to complete the 13th mental finger technique. Xiaohan nodded to himself. Suddenly, Xiaohan's mental strength spread out, and he found a few demons from the wrong plane looking for an exit in the nearby area of 1,000 meters. Humph, Xiaohan snorted. With a thought, peng, 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 the few demons from the wrong plane practically didn't even have time to react before they were attacked by the densely packed hallucinatory devil realm. Their minds collapsed and they exploded their heads one after another. I've already assassinated 74 demons from the Rong plane. Xiaohan was very satisfied. Not even a ghost knows. As long as it was a demon from the Rong plane that was within the range of Xiaohan's mental strength, Xiaohan would assassinate them all, not leaving a single one alive. After finishing his cultivation, although it was already deep into the night, Xiaohan didn't feel sleepy at all. He simply walked out of the room and strolled around the Devil Palace under the stars and the moon. An hour later, oh, I found another exit. Xiaohan's mental strength detected that a spatial teleportation door had appeared in a house 3,000 meters ahead of him. At the same time, Xiaohan accurately detected that a female demon from his plane was slowly approaching the house. It's that, Hu Xingxing, a demon from our plane. She's at the 7th phase talisman transformation realm, and her cultivation is considered relatively weak. Previously, when she was charging through the hallucinatory magic realm, which covered an area of 5,000 miles, she was once possessed. If I hadn't acted in time, her corpse would have turned cold long ago. Xiaohan immediately recognized the female demon. Hu Xingxing's luck isn't bad. She's less than 100 meters away from that exit. If nothing unexpected happens, she should be able to find the exit. Regardless of whether they were friends or not, as long as it was a demon from his plane, if she could find the exit. Xiaohan was still extremely gratified. However, that Hu Xingxing only circled within 100 meters of the house where the exit was hidden, as if she didn't sense the exit in the room. Oh right, looks like Hu Xingxing's mental strength is too weak. She's still unable to sense the spatial teleportation door in the house. Forget it, I'll go bring her into the house. Xiaohan had nothing to do. With a thought, he lifted his feet and walked towards Hu Xingxing's location. At this moment, Shockingly, Xiaohan's mental strength detected a total of 5 demons from the Rong plane. All of them were at the 8th phase talisman formation realm. They were approaching Hu Xingxing. After searching for an entire day, I still can't find the exit. What should I do? Hu Xingxing paced back and forth in the Devil Palace with a face full of fear. I'm too tired. My mental strength must be highly concentrated and guard my heart. I must contend against the hallucinatory devil realm in this Devil Palace and do my best to avoid falling into the devil realm. But I can't stop. I must find an exit tonight. Otherwise, when tomorrow comes, the danger level of the hallucinatory devil realm will increase by 10 times. I will be too tired to deal with it and won't have the time to find the exit. On the 3rd day, the danger level of the hallucinatory devil realm will increase by 20 times. I might fall into the devil realm and perish in this cold and frightening hallucinatory devil palace. Hu Xingxing was extremely anxious. She went around a long street. Suddenly, her delicate body froze. All the blood in her body cooled down. Her eyes stared at the opposite side of the street. Under the cold moonlight, a black-clothed man with an evil smile was looking at Hu Xingxing. Oh, that trash plains demon? Good, very good. It's actually a woman. His sharp and lustful gaze swept across Hu Xingxing's curvy and graceful body without restraint. Run. Hu Xingxing was inconsolable. She turned around and madly ran back. In this hallucinatory devil realm, if one used true chi to fly, they would lose their way and fall into a maze. They could only rely on their physical strength to run, jump, and walk. True chi 7th stage symbol transformation realm. An ant-like person can't escape. Surrender without a fight. The black-clothed man's sharp laughter soared into the sky. It was getting closer and closer, chasing after Hu Xingxing like maggots on a tarsal bone. When Hu Xingxing ran for her life, crossed a high wall and arrived at another long street, at the end of the long street, there were 2 pointy-faced men. They wore helmets and crossed their arms as they walked over. A female demon from that trash plane. Interesting, the 2 pointy-faced men laughed as they walked towards Hu Xingxing. Hu Xingxing's scalp went numb. She turned around, but unexpectedly, the black-clothed man behind her had already appeared like a ghost. At the same time, 2 men appeared on the high walls on the left and right. There was a total of 5 men surrounding Hu Xingxing. The 5 men nodded their heads in greeting. Then they swept their lustful gazes across Hu Xingxing's voluptuous female body. How should we deal with this woman? On the high wall on the left, a skinny man half-squatted on the wall with a straw in his mouth. Let her accompany us to have some fun first, then? The black-clothed man behind Hu Xingxing made a beheading gesture with his right hand. Don't come over. Fear was written all over Hu Xingxing's face. Bitterness filled her mouth, and a sense of despair welled up in her heart. However, at this moment, a lazy man's voice rang out. Hu Xingxing, let's discuss how we should deal with these fellows. Who? The black-clothed man turned his head warily, only to see a young man walking over lazily as though he was taking a stroll in the park. On his face was a harmless smile. Who? Extended acupoint realm? Ha! To think that it is an extended acupoint realm trash. Ah! In an instant, the 5 men surrounding Hu Xingxing burst into laughter at the same time, as though they had seen the funniest joke in the world. So, Xiaohan, hurry up and run. Don't come over. Hu Xingxing screamed. I will count to 3 and all of you will die. Do you understand? Xiaohan laughed calmly. To be continued. Chapter 428. Hallucinatory Devil Palace. Night of the first day. The female devil hero Hu Xingxing from Xiaohan's plane was surrounded by 5 male devil heroes from Rong plane. They were 5 experts at the 8th level True Qi formation realm. At the crucial moment, Xiaohan appeared. Dong, dong, dong. In the middle of the night, Xiaohan walked towards Hu Xingxing with a crisp sound. At this moment, Hu Xingxing was already scared out of her wits and her body was limp. As for the 5 devil heroes from Rong plane, they looked at Xiaohan as he walked towards Hu Xingxing with an incredulous expression. They did not attack Xiaohan. They were all red-faced and winking at him. Ha, not only is your plane weak but all of your brains are broken. Ah. In our plane, trash at the expanding aperture realm is nothing more than a servant to us. Young man, you seem to be seriously ill. You want to kill us in 3 breaths? Ah. The 5 demons of the Rong plane stretched their necks and laughed. Xiaohan, we are finished. Hu Xingxing cried in despair. Xiaohan shook his head slightly and looked at the 5 devil heroes with a smile that was not a smile. 1, 2, shockingly. Boom, 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 boom. Countless hallucinatory devil realms gathered from all directions of the devil palace and formed a huge funnel-shaped whirlpool above Xiaohan's head. The void seemed like it was about to collapse. Countless illusions appeared and disappeared. Auditory hallucinations. What? The smiles on the 5 devil heroes' faces instantly froze. In the next moment, pooh, 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 pooh. Endless hallucinatory devil realms wrapped around the 5 devil heroes. Their facial features suddenly twisted. Their eyeballs popped out. Roar. A heart-wrenching scream sounded. Their protruding eyes flashed with a fleeting image of slaughter, escape, torture, despair. It was as if they were possessed by endless nightmares. Their mental state instantly collapsed. Pooh. Blood spurted out from their ears and flew several meters away. Bang, 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 bang. The 5 demon heroes scrambled to raise their palms and shatter their skulls. Even their bodies cracked and exploded like porcelain. Blood rained down and splattered everywhere. 3. Xiaohan said casually. This. Hu Xingxing stared at Xiaohan in shock. Then, he glanced at the corpses left behind by the 5 swordsmen. Xiaohan. You killed them. With a cultivation of the expanding acupoint realm, you instantly killed 5 True Qi realm experts of the symbol formation realm. What kind of technique is this? Moreover, when you attacked just now, there was no fluctuation of True Qi at all. You also didn't use the demonic technique that you're proficient in? All right, Xiaohan lightly waved his hand, interrupting Hu Xingxing's dreamy voice. It's getting late. Hu Xingxing, do you want to leave this hallucinatory demon palace? Yes. I desperately want to find the exit and leave the devil palace. Hu Xingxing's delicate body trembled as she hurriedly said. Tonight, I must leave the hallucinatory demon palace. If I delay until tomorrow, the danger level of the hallucinatory demon realm will increase by 10 times. I will be in a desperate situation. However, I've already searched for an entire day and still can't find the exit. Xiaohan, have you found the exit? Ha! Xiaohan laughed. There are only 1,000 exits, naturally it's not that easy to find. However, Hu Xingxing, you're very lucky. Hu Xingxing was stunned. Follow me. Xiaohan turned and walked away. Hu Xingxing hurriedly followed behind Xiaohan. Just now, Xiaohan had instantly killed a strong enemy, leaving an indelible mark in Hu Xingxing's heart. This caused the slender figure of this youth to expand endlessly in her heart, almost occupying everything. Very quickly, Xiaohan brought Hu Xingxing into the room where the exit of the space door was hidden. Wah! The exit! Hu Xingxing involuntarily screamed, clenching her fists tightly, her eyes filled with passion. You enter the exit. Xiaohan rubbed his nose. Hu Xingxing said with a trembling voice. Xiaohan, you're not going out? Each exit can only be used once to teleport one person out. You found this exit. You're not going out but giving it to me? It's okay, you go out first. Xiao Han shrugged lazily. Don't worry, the leader of our plane, the Tower Master, has already teleported out. You go out and meet him, it should be very safe. Xiao Han. Wu Xingxing hurriedly said. This is the exit you found. Alright, you go out, don't worry about me. Xiao Han waved his hand repeatedly. In the end, Wu Xingxing could not resist Xiao Han's urging and stepped into the exit. The space door was destroyed. Boom! This room was immediately devoured and refined by Xiao Han. Xiao Han leisurely strolled along the long streets and alleys, his spirit not the slightest bit tired, instead it was like a rainbow. His mental strength spread out wantonly, scouting around. Oh! Xiao Han's footsteps were slightly stunned. He was about 4,000 meters away from Xiao Han's left side. In a small courtyard with lush flowers, a space door appeared. It was glowing. Ha! Wah! There was a male hero from the Rong plane. His true energy was fluctuating violently. Every breath he took was a profound jade talisman, which was a talisman formation. As a result, there were at least thousands of miniature array glyphs around him. He was a level 9 true chi expert, a true treasure expert. At this level in Xiao Han's plane he would be a giant throughout the ages. In the end I found an exit. Ah! The evil hero burst into laughter, his spirits soaring. With my cultivation base, it's reasonable for me to find an exit. Alright, I'll leave this damn demon palace now. As he spoke, the fiendish hero strode toward the door. True Chi level 9 true treasure realm. Release this kind of person. For our plane. He's a huge threat. Destroy him. Xiao Han's eyes flashed with a trace of ruthlessness. In the courtyard, the evil hero was one step away from the portal. All of a sudden. Roar! The whole courtyard was turned upside down. All the flowers and plants, as well as the old trees in the courtyard, all turned into giant beasts that bared their fangs and brandished their claws, rushing toward the giant. Hallucinatory demonic realm? The evil hero was not afraid in the face of danger. He looked at his nose and his mind. I've been a genius since I was a child. I'm the strongest among the evil heroes of the human race. In my life I've killed demons like drinking water and eating. I've encountered all kinds of fortuitous encounters and opportunities. My mind is as solid as iron. Some hallucinatory demonic realms can't invade my mind at all. Ah! I'm invulnerable. This guy's mind is very calm, and his mental strength is not bad. But Xiao Han's mind flashed. In a split second. Tens of thousands of hallucinatory demonic realms swarmed toward the courtyard like a tide, rushing into the evil hero's brain without any regard for their lives. Damn it. Soon, the calm face of the evil hero slightly twisted, and cold sweat oozed out of his forehead. He wanted to step into the exit, but it was as if a group of mountains was pressing on his shoulders, making it difficult for him to move forward. In the end he did not take this step. The evil hero sat cross-legged, with his left hand pressed on the position of his dantian and his right hand pressed on the position of his heart. He closed his eyes and began to chant. Idiot, you're quite tenacious. But there are too many hallucinatory demonic realms in this evil palace and it's inexhaustible. You still have to die. No matter how strong your mind is, the upper limit of your mental strength is not high. Die. The liquid miniature planet in Xiao Han's brain began to expand, and thousands of strands of mental strength seeped out of Xiao Han's brain, shining brightly, driving the endless hallucinatory demonic realms to madly attack the evil hero. Finally, Mother. Why did you leave me behind? I've been alone since I was a child. Now that I've finally found my mother, no. Bang! The evil hero finally lost control of his mind and slapped his own forehead, causing his head to explode and he died. He had already found the exit, but one step behind and he died a violent death. Phew! In order to assassinate this evil hero with 9th level true chi, I've also used up quite a bit of my mental strength. I'm a little tired. Xiao Han spat out a mouthful of impure air, and then frantically devoured and refined the surrounding hallucinatory demonic realms to make up for the lost mental strength. Using the hallucinatory demonic realms to assassinate a target, if the target was at 7th or 8th level true chi, then killing them would be as easy as chopping melons and vegetables, extremely easy. However, if the target was in existence at 9th level true chi, then it would take a lot of painstaking effort and consume a lot of mental strength. Xiao Han adjusted his breathing for more than an hour and refined quite a few hallucinatory demonic realms before he finally recovered. If I can complete the 13th mental finger technique, then assassinating an existence at 9th level true Qi will be relatively easier. Xiao Han lightly smiled. At this time in the courtyard where the evil hero died, a evil hero from Xiao Han's plane stumbled and arrived. He walked into the courtyard and first looked at the sparkling glass door exit with shining eyes and cried out in surprise. I found it. I found the exit. Then he discovered the scattered corpses in the courtyard. There was a massacre here. This is? The evil hero trembled as he walked over and bent down to find the evil hero token among the corpses. He muttered. From the style and shape, it's obviously not the evil hero token of our plane. It's the evil hero from Rome plane? Why did he die here? He had already come to this courtyard and found the exit, but he just had to die, causing all his efforts to be in vain. This is thought-provoking. After hesitating for a moment, the evil hero threw away the blood-stained evil hero token in his hand and directly walked towards the exit. Forget it, let's not care about that anymore. This hallucinatory demonic palace is filled with dangers everywhere. The longer I stay, the greater the risk of losing my life. I'll go out first. The evil hero hurriedly walked into the exit. Another evil hero from our plane has successfully escaped from danger. Xiao Han was also slightly gratified. The night dispersed. A new day had arrived. This was the second day since everyone entered the hallucinatory demonic palace. The faint light of dawn rose from the horizon. Xiao Han walked out of a house on the side of a long street. All of a sudden, strong ripples appeared in the sky, and all kinds of illusions appeared one after another. Qilin, Paixio, dragon and tiger. Wind, thunder, lightning, volcanoes, oceans, continents, heavenly palaces and temples. Layers upon layers of illusions appeared. Woo 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 woo, a chilly wind raged. All kinds of illusions of wolves crying and ghosts howling lingered around Xiao Han. The danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm has increased by 10 times? Xiao Han was slightly stunned. The next moment he released his psyche wave. Yesterday my psyche wave could still radiate an area of tens of thousands of meters, but today it can only radiate an area of about 5,000 meters. As expected, after the danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace increased by 10 times, my psyche sense has been suppressed. At this moment, a clear auditory hallucination appeared in Xiao Han's ears. On the second day of the hallucinatory demonic palace, the density of the hallucinatory demonic realm has increased by 10 times, and the danger level has increased by 10 times. 1,000 exits, 954 remaining. There are 954 exits left? In other words, 46 people were teleported out yesterday. Xiao Han's heart tightened. I wonder how many heroes were teleported out from our side and how many people were teleported out from the Rome plane? After a few breaths, Xiao Han shook his head. Let's not care about that. The quality of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace today far exceeds that of yesterday. It couldn't be better for me to cultivate the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique. With a thought, Xiao Han formed a seal with both his hands, and with a sudden pull, a few houses nearby directly disintegrated, turning into streams of flowing light that shot into his brain. The liquid mental power miniature planet in his brain was like a glutton encountering delicious food, madly refining and absorbing the hallucinatory demonic realm that Xiao Han had absorbed into his sea of consciousness. Ah, it's really powerful. Xiao Han's whole body was boiling hot, and his spirit was excited. He continuously absorbed and refined the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace. His mental power rose steadily. To be continued. Chapter 429. Xiao Han sat cross-legged in an empty space within the hallucinatory demonic palace. The surrounding houses and courtyards all uprooted from the ground, becoming illusory, breaking down into streaks of hallucinatory demonic realm that swarmed towards Xiao Han. Above Xiao Han's head, a funnel-shaped hallucinatory demonic realm whirlpool spiraled. Heavenly wind, clouds, and thunder all appeared. The terrifying sound of the surging tide filled the sky. The momentum was terrifying. Roar, 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 tiger roars came from afar. Immediately, a powerful pressure came from all directions, rolling and boiling, attacking towards Xiao Han. On the horizon, north, south, east, and west, each had a smear of platinum color. Very quickly, these 4 smears of platinum color revealed their true form. Those were 4 giant fierce tigers. Each one was tens of zhang long. The platinum tiger fur fluttered in the wind, giving off a majestic aura. Step by step, the tiger's paws spread out, the earth under their feet seemed to be infinitely condensed. Everything is hallucinatory demonic realm. Xiao Han's entire person was completely calm and unmoving like the earth, calm and deep like a secret vault. His state of mind was clear and bright, without any impurities. A bright light seeped out from Xiao Han's brain, forming a radiant light, like a monarch descending to the world, dispelling all the impurities. Impressively. Boom, with Xiao Han's body as the center, a large area of the void directly collapsed and condensed. Puchi, 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 the powerful breathing aura roared, like the appearance of an ancient divine beast. A strange scene was born, all the hallucinatory demonic realm within 1,000 meters, all gathered towards Xiao Han's head. Then all of them became illusory, becoming strands of hallucinatory demonic realm, entering Xiao Han's brain. Those powerful white tigers were instantly torn apart, mottled gold fragments, being swallowed by Xiao Han's brain. It was as if, in Xiao Han's sea of consciousness, there was an incomparably huge ancient fierce beast hiding and breathing. It specialized in swallowing these hallucinatory demonic realms. Like a kunpeng breathing. Swallowing the long river and spitting out the sea. If other people were to see Xiao Han's current state of cultivation, they would definitely be scared silly. No one knew what kind of divine ability Xiao Han had cultivated, to actually be able to cause such a ruckus in such a dangerous place like the hallucinatory demonic palace. The hallucinatory demonic territory within 1,000 meters had been completely sucked dry by him. One had to know that most cultivators could not absorb the hallucinatory demonic realm, much less absorb so much like Xiao Han. Even if it was a powerhouse at the level of the pagoda master in Rome, once they absorbed so much hallucinatory fiend realm, they would definitely fall into the devil and die without a burial ground. Alright. He had accumulated enough mentality. The 13 spirit hand seal. Success. Xiao Han let out a long howl. His hands moved and all kinds of exquisite hand seals appeared one after another. At the same time his entire body began to emit a brilliant glow. Glazed Buddhist light filled the area around him, making it seem as if there were thousands of moons and thousands of stars floating around him. After completing the 13th mental finger technique, Xiao Han's mental energy became even more mellow and full. The crystalline and translucent liquid planet in his sea of consciousness expanded in size and increased in density. It was extremely compact. Xiao Han released his mental energy. Now, after completing the 13th mental finger technique, Xiao Han's mental energy could scan an area of tens of thousands of meters. Moreover, when he released his mental energy, there would be rays of holy light rising behind his head. The five-colored light spread everywhere, and auspicious clouds, auspicious chi, and celestial music appeared one after another. The sky seemed to be shaking, merging with Xiao Han's mental energy and aura. Illusory praises sounded everywhere in the void. This sinister hallucinatory fiend palace had actually become Xiao Han's cultivation paradise. I've swallowed and refined too much of the hallucinatory fiend realm here. It can no longer keep up with my cultivation speed, Xiao Han smiled faintly. Now I'll find the most concentrated area in the hallucinatory fiend realm and try to cultivate the 14th mental finger technique in one go today. Xiao Han walked quickly, looking for the best place to cultivate. Outside a courtyard, a Yao warrior from Xiao Han's dimension stood leaning against the wall. His body was covered in wounds and his flesh was a mess. His face was ferocious as he looked at the 9 Yao warriors from Rong's dimension who were approaching him. And in this courtyard there was an exit. You've gone too far. You've gone too far. I found this exit first. Let's not talk about that, but you want to take it by force. It's fine if you win by numbers, but why do you have to torture me? Roar. If you want to kill me, then kill me. Don't play with me. The Yao warrior from Xiao Han's dimension was so angry that his eyes were about to pop out, and his eyes were spewing blood. Idiot. We're just playing with you and you dare to roar? The 9 Yao warriors from Rong's dimension all approached him fiercely. At this moment, puff, 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 puff. The powerful hallucinatory fiend realm forcefully poured into the minds of these 9 Yao warriors. In an instant all of their heads exploded and they died on the ground. The dying Yao warrior from Xiao Han's dimension was stunned, and he stared blankly at the dismembered bodies on the ground. Hurry into the courtyard. That exit can teleport you away safely. Xiao Han walked quickly, almost without looking back. Xiao Han? The heavily injured Yao warrior stared at Xiao Han, dumbfounded. Xiaohan, just now, did you kill these 9 powerful enemies? However, before he could finish speaking, Xiaohan had already disappeared. The Yao warrior's eyes widened for a few breaths, then he turned around and ran toward the courtyard. No, don't come over, you bastards. The 2 female Yao warriors from Xiaohan's dimension had their clothes torn to shreds, revealing their white, jade-like skin. At this moment they were curled up on the ground. More than 10 male Yao warriors from Rong's dimension approached them from all directions, their eyes filled with lust. However, suddenly, bang, bang, bang. The figures of the Yao warriors from Rong's dimension suddenly stiffened, and then they all smashed their heads, dead. Xiaohan trotted up from behind. Xiaohan. The 2 female Yao warriors screamed in unison. About 1,000 meters to the left, there's a wooden loft with 2 exits. Hurry up and go lest someone else gets there first. After saying that, Xiaohan quickly ran away and disappeared. Along the way, Xiaohan searched for the densest area of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the hallucinatory demonic palace. At the same time, he released his mental power to observe every movement within tens of thousands of meters. In just an hour, Xiaohan used the hallucinatory demonic realm to kill 43 Yao warriors from Rong's dimension, and helped the 8 Yao warriors from his dimension find the exit. Outstanding contributions. Finally, Xiaohan's footsteps came to a halt. Spatial cracks appeared in the vast space in front of him. Countless mirages flashed across the vast space like flowers on horseback. Ghostly howls and hallucinations surged. This place is the densest in the hallucinatory demonic realm. It's turbulent and ever-changing. Good. I'll choose this place to cultivate. Xiaohan was overjoyed. His physical body surged, and with a leap he entered the most violent area of the hallucinatory demonic realm. Sitting cross-legged, he concentrated on practicing the 14th set of mental power hand gestures of the extinguishing heaven and decimating earth mental power technique. As the liquid spiritual planet in his sea of consciousness breathed, it swallowed the sea and spat out tides. Its momentum covered the sun and the moon, making everything pale in comparison. The dense hallucinatory demonic realm in this area melted and disintegrated, becoming nourishment for the liquid spiritual planet in Xiaohan's sea of consciousness. Outside the hallucinatory demonic palace, in the flawless blue space, 2 camps of people stood opposite each other. The number of people in the 2 camps was about the same, with 2 to 30 people. Of course, among these 2 camps, one was the Yao warriors from Xiaohan's dimension, led by the Tower Master. The other camp was the Yao warriors from Rong's dimension. However, at this moment, none of the Rong elders had come out of the hallucinatory demonic palace. The 2 sides were facing each other, both eyeing each other covetously, but there was no situation of fighting. The Yao warriors from Rong's dimension. Damn it, the Tower Master of that trash dimension has come out. But Lord Rong and the elders are still trapped in the hallucinatory demonic palace. A Yao warrior from Rong's dimension cursed. It doesn't matter. With Lord Rong's cultivation, it's only a matter of time before he comes out. It's just that he's unlucky and hasn't found the exit yet. Without Lord Rong to hold the line, let's not invade the people of that trash dimension for the time being. Another Yao warrior's eye muscles kept twitching, and his face was full of ferocity. Xiaohan's dimension. Not bad. It seems that our luck is really good. At this moment, the Tower Master was beaming with joy and his face was full of pride. In terms of the number of people who came out, our side and Rong's dimension both had 2 to 30 people. However, they had thousands of people in but only a few came out. We only had over 100 people but 2 to 30 people came out. Our probability is higher than theirs. That's right. In addition to the Tower Master of Xiaohan's dimension, 2 elders also came out. They all nodded and smiled. At this moment, a middle-aged Yao warrior said with shame. The reason why I could find the exit and successfully break out of the encirclement was not because of good luck. I'm ashamed it was Xiaohan who helped me find the exit. Xiaohan? The Tower Master was stunned. Yes, it's Xiaohan. In an instant, a few Yao warriors shouted in unison. It's all thanks to Xiaohan's help. Otherwise, who knows when we would have been able to come out. Not only did Xiaohan help me find the exit, he also helped me kill a few experts of the Rong dimension. A heavily injured Yao warrior said with lingering fear as he reminisced about the past. At that time I was surrounded by a total of 9 strong enemies and was bullied. In the end, Xiaohan was like a god who descended from the heavens and instantly killed the 9 strong enemies, allowing me to escape unscathed. What? The Tower Master was shocked. How is that possible? He killed 9 people in an instant? You should know that the weakest Yao warrior of the Rong dimension is at least at the formation realm of true Qi. What is Xiao Han's cultivation level? He is only at the expanded aperture realm. Did he use a demonic technique? No. When Xiao Han killed those strong enemies, his entire body was calm and tranquil, without the slightest fluctuation of true Qi or demonic Qi. The injured Yao warrior tried his best to think. The other Yao warriors also blurted out. Yes, Xiao Han also saved us from the hands of the strong enemies. As he walked, the heads of the Yao warriors of the Rong dimension exploded one after another. It was effortless. Ah, Tower Master, it seems that Xiao Han is indeed our plane's lucky general, an elder sighed. According to what the Yao warriors said, Xiao Han has saved people from the jaws of death many times. He killed strong enemies like cutting grass and helped our people find the exit. This time, bringing Xiao Han to the genius zone was the right move. It was a brilliant move. Another elder rolled his eyes and said in a low voice, Tower Master, I suspect that Xiao Han has a magical treasure similar to an immortal artifact. The Tower Master's body shook violently. After cultivating for a few hours. The 14 Spirit Finger Technique, success. As Xiao Han completed the last gesture of the 14th Spirit Finger Technique, the liquid spirit planet in his sea of consciousness doubled in size. The density of the spirit planet was indestructible, flowing with colorful lights and mysterious patterns. Xiao Han's mind moved slightly, and thousands of strands of spirit force seeped out of his mind. They intertwined with the hallucinatory demonic realm between heaven and earth, intimately as if they were about to merge into one. At this time, Xiao Han's spirit force was extremely strong, and his heart was filled with the belief of invincibility. With a slight tremble of his consciousness, the surrounding space shook, and the hallucinatory demonic realm was automatically absorbed into his sea of consciousness to nourish the liquid spirit planet. Moreover, the spirit force that Xiao Han released now covered at least a radius of 50,000 meters. With Xiao Han's body as the center, within this hallucinatory demonic palace, everything within a radius of 50,000 meters was under Xiao Han's control. Xiao Han saw that within the range of his spirit force, a large number of spirit heroes from the Rong plane were looking for an exit. A small number of spirit heroes from Xiao Han's plane were struggling to resist the hallucinatory demonic realm while slowly searching for an exit. Ha! Xiao Han stood up and stretched. In this level of hallucinatory demonic realm, completing the 14th Spirit Finger Technique is already the limit. It seems that today's cultivation is completed. If I want to break through to the 15th Spirit Finger Technique, I can only wait until tomorrow. The hallucinatory demonic realm in this demonic palace is 10 times more dangerous. But I can't be idle. I'll take this opportunity to play with the spirit heroes from the Rong plane. Xiao Han's eyes flashed with a hint of mischief. However, at this time, about 40,000 meters to the east, a middle-aged man wearing a scaled battle robe and a helmet walked with his hands behind his back. His expression was extremely arrogant as he looked down at the heavens. Every pore and cell in his body emitted an aura of death. With every step he took, the heavens seemed to tremble. His every move seemed to instill an instinctive fear in people. Between his eyebrows, there was the same faint red mark as the Tower Master. Behind the middle-aged man in the scaled battle robe, there were more than 10 old men following closely. All of them were extremely arrogant. Among them, there were 3 old men with faint red marks between their eyebrows. Rong? Xiao Han was slightly shocked. He immediately stuck out his tongue and licked his lips. Damn, in this hallucinatory demonic palace I might be able to contend with that Rong. Instead of leaving the hallucinatory demonic palace to face the undefeatable Rong, I might as well go big. Chapter 430. Xiao Han was like a fish in water when he cultivated the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique in the hallucinatory demonic palace. His mental power advanced by leaps and bounds. Originally, the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique was extremely difficult to cultivate. He had to constantly refresh the upper limit of his mental power. This was the foundation of cultivating this strange technique. But raising mental power was extremely slow. It was even hundreds or thousands of times harder than raising his true Qi or exploding his acupoints. If he didn't leave the plane and didn't encounter the endless hallucinatory demonic realm in the universe, Xiao Han definitely wouldn't be able to liquefy his mental power and complete the 14th spiritual finger technique in such a short period of time. But now, Xiao Han's mental power was incomparably strong. A boundless belief of victory was born in his heart. Scanning with his mental power, he discovered that Rong was leading over 10 elders to search for the exit in the hallucinatory demonic palace. Hey, Xiaohan's mental power firmly locked onto Rong as he stuck out his tongue and licked his lips. What realm is Rong at? Level 10 True Qi Celestial Eye Realm. 101 true acupoints opened in his entire body. He successfully opened the celestial eye and absorbed some celestial qi to cleanse his body. With his cultivation he should be called a half-immortal, above mortals. Moreover, the multiple times he expanded his acupoints and talismans must be extremely exaggerated. It's not something that the Tower Master of my plane can compare to. If this kind of person was outside the hallucinatory demonic palace, he could crush me with one finger. But, in the hallucinatory demonic palace I still have a chance. If we don't get rid of this Rong to our plane he'll be a great calamity. Xiaohan stood up and slowly moved towards Rong's location. Moreover, his mental power was highly concentrated. Within the 50,000-meter area, any movement of the grass in the wind, they were all locked onto by Xiaohan. Rong is very strong. He's many times stronger than the Tower Master of my plane. To kill Rong is definitely not an easy matter. Xiaohan was also calculating in his heart. I must have enough confidence to attack Rong. Otherwise, not only will I alert the enemy but I might also be countered by him. Although Xiaohan had killing intent towards Rong, he definitely wouldn't act rashly. This is the second day we entered the hallucinatory demonic palace. The danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm is 10 times that of the first day. Tomorrow it will be 20 times and the day after that it will be 30 times. As the hallucinatory demonic realm becomes more and more dangerous day by day, I'm afraid that Rongyi will find it more and more difficult every day, right? Suddenly an idea flashed through Xiaohan's mind, and a few ideas and schemes quickly formed. In other words, I have to kill all of them. The longer they stayed in the demonic hallucination palace, the smaller Rong's advantage would be. And the more confident I am in killing him. In other words, I must do my best to prevent Rong from finding the exit and prevent him from leaving the hallucinatory demonic palace. At the same time, stall for time with him. Xiaohan had come up with a perfect plan to deal with Rong. At this time, Rong had already wandered around the demonic hallucination palace for a day and a night. However, his luck wasn't good and he didn't find the exit. On this day Rongyi also met up with the 14 elders under him. Among them, 3 had opened the heaven's eye and were the powerful first elders. A group of people strolled leisurely on a main road. TSK. Lord Rong, as expected, the density of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace has increased by 10 times today, and the danger level has correspondingly increased by 10 times. An elder said with a relaxed smile. However, even with this level of hallucinatory demonic realm, it is still very easy for us to deal with. Our hearts are invulnerable and we won't fall into a demonic state. It's not just us old antiques. Any hero in our plane can deal with this level of hallucinatory demonic land. In comparison, those fellows from that trash plane, I'm afraid from today onwards they'll suffer a lot. They'll succumb to the demons and die one after another, another elder said with a chuckle. Such a weak plane and they dare to wander around in the vast universe, they are simply overestimating themselves. The genius zone is not a place that any random cat or dog has the qualifications to covet. Yet another elder said with a face full of disdain. And, don't be complacent. Rongyi said coldly. Let's find the exit as soon as possible. Every day we stay in the demonic palace is an additional portion of danger. Yesterday, this seat's mental undulations could still cover a range of 20,000 meters. But today it can merely cover a range of 10,000 meters. Can't say that these denser hallucinatory demonic realms have no effect on us in the slightest. By tomorrow, I'm afraid that this seat's mental undulations will only be able to extend out several thousand meters. Right, Lord Rong, finding the exit is of utmost importance. Several elders hurriedly concurred. I believe that we can find the exit successfully. 1,000 exits, less than 100 were used yesterday. There are full 900 or so left. I don't believe that with such a high probability, we still can't find it. It's nothing more than our luck being a little bad for the time being. An elder said with a relaxed smile. My mental undulations can also cover around 2,000 meters. Within 2,000 meters, as long as there's an exit, it can't escape my mental scan. Alright, enough nonsense. How about this, split up and search? Rongyi ordered. Yes, Lord Rong. In the next instant, Rongyi and these elders split into 4 small teams, respectively carrying out a carpet search from north, south, east, and west. Oh? Split up? Xiaohan's footsteps paused. But it's no problem. My mental power scanning range is 50,000 meters. It's enough to perfectly monitor them. Half an hour later, damn it. Suddenly Xiao Han's mental undulations swept out. He discovered that Rong Yi and the three elders were approaching a courtyard about 5,000 meters away from them. In that courtyard there was an exit. This exit is 5,000 meters away from Rong Yi. I don't know if Rong Ye's mental undulations can detect it. Xiao Han felt slightly nervous. We must not let Rong Yi teleport out. Otherwise, it will become a disaster. In the blink of an eye, Xiao Han's flesh shook. The blood and qi in his body surged, his meridians thundered, and his bones exploded one after another. He unleashed his speed and madly flew towards the exit. That exit was about 30,000 meters away from Xiao Han. In this devil palace, once true qi was activated to fly, it would trigger the maze. One could only jump and run with the strength of one's flesh. Fortunately, Xiao Han's flesh was as strong as an ancient savage beast. He madly ran. Although he couldn't teleport. But his speed was definitely not slow. Found an exit. Rong Ye's eyes lit up and his voice became hoarse. 5,000 meters to the west, there is a courtyard with an exit. Go. Let's go. Congratulations Lord Rong for finding the exit. The three elders shouted at him in unison. Very quickly, the four of them exerted their strength and quickly moved towards the exit. As expected, Rong Yi and the others began to run, getting closer and closer to the exit. Rong Ye's mental undulations have already scanned the exit. Xiao Han's feet moved like the wind, trampling on the ground, making a rumbling sound and filling the sky with dust. Now it was up to Rong Yi and Xiao Han to reach the exit first. Rong Yi was 3,000 meters away from the exit. Xiao Han was 10,000 meters away from the exit. Rong Yi was 2,000 meters away from the exit. Xiao Han was 5,000 meters away from the exit. In terms of running speed, Xiao Han was still much faster than Rong Yi. This also became a great asset for Xiao Han to deal with Rong Yi. In the blink of an eye, when Rong Yi was 1,000 meters away from the exit, Xiao Han had already reached the courtyard where the exit was hidden. Ancient giant, come out. There was no time to lose. Xiao Han directly released an ancient giant from the Despair Demon compound. Xiao Han, what's the situation? When the ancient giant came out, he was confused and asked a series of questions. Don't worry so much. This is the exit. You should leave the hallucination demon palace first. After saying that, Xiao Han did not allow any explanation. He directly grabbed the ancient giant and threw him towards the exit. Xiao, the ancient giant did not even have time to react before he disappeared from the hallucination demon palace. The spatial teleportation door thus disappeared. Rong Yi almost found this exit. So dangerous. Xiao Han let out a long sigh of relief. Then he formed a seal with his hands and directly broke this quiet and elegant courtyard into many hallucination demon realms. He swallowed them into his sea of consciousness like a whale and refined them completely. At the same time, Xiao Han madly ran in the opposite direction of Rong Yi. There are still a few hundred meters before we reach the exit. Rong Yi laughed happily. Then he turned his head and said to the elder who followed him, I will teleport out first. You guys hurry up and find the exit. No matter, there are still hundreds of exits. We will find it eventually. Yes, Lord Rong does not need to worry about us. The three elders were also very optimistic. At this time. What? Rong Ye's madly running footsteps suddenly stopped. His cheerful expression instantly turned into a violent storm. Damn it. That exit disappeared. That exit actually disappeared. Someone was one step ahead of us and entered the exit. Damn it. As he roared, Rong Yi suddenly released his spiritual force. There is a young man from the trash plane running madly. In the surrounding few thousand meters, I only found that young man. His running speed is very fast. A young man from the trash plane? The three elders said in unison. Lord Rong, let's chase after him. Chase. Rong Yi clenched his teeth, but his face was also filled with disappointment. Chase what chase? That kid's true chi cultivation seems to be a mess, but his physical body is not bad. We may not be able to catch up if he runs. Moreover, the disappearance of that exit seems to have nothing to do with him. Someone else was teleported out through that exit. Forget it, let's continue to look for the next exit. I have already remembered that young man's appearance. Once I see him, I will immediately kill him. Turn him into ashes. Xiao Han madly ran with large strides, but his spiritual force spread out like a spider web, closely observing the situation in the area of 50,000 meters. Hee just now was the first time this young master fought with that Rongyi and made him suffer. Not bad, not bad. Xiaohan could not help but laugh. With this young master here, don't even think about finding the exit. This young master will keep an eye on you. Suddenly Xiaohan discovered something. 10,000 meters to the north, two groups of demons from Rongye's plain were approaching a house at the same time. There was an exit in the house. Among these two groups of people, there were two elders under Rongyi, super experts who had opened the heaven's eye between their brows. Xiaohan did not hesitate and directly ran towards the house that contained the exit. Boom! The ancient giant Yan Qi from Xiaohan's plane blasted out a fist. The fist force was like a volcanic eruption, causing the surrounding space to explode and forcing a few enemies to retreat. At this moment, Yan Qi was surrounded by a total of 34 8th-level True Qi Realm Talisman Formation Realm experts. Although Yan Qi was a 9th-level True Qi Realm expert, he did not have the slightest advantage when facing dozens of powerful enemies. Instead, he was forced to retreat continuously and his body was hit a few times. Roar! When the tiger falls on the plain, it will be bullied by the dogs. I am a dignified ancient giant with a cultivation of 9th-level True Qi Realm, but I am actually surrounded by a group of 8th-level True Qi Realm experts. Yan Qi's face was covered in blood. Trash. A demon warrior from Rongye's plane stepped forward with a face full of disdain. You can be considered a top expert in your plane, right? 9th-level True Qi Realm. But in our plane you are only average. Alright, prepare to die. Killing a 9th-level True Qi Realm expert like you will be considered a great achievement. As he spoke, the 34 8th-level True Qi Realm experts spread out in a fan shape. All of them were preparing their ultimate killing technique and surrounded Yan Qi like a hawk hunting a rabbit. In fact, among these 34 8th-level True Qi Realm experts, a few of them had expanded their meridians by a few hundred times. Their foundations were many times stronger than when Yan Qi first expanded his meridians. Therefore, even though he had the advantage in terms of cultivation base, Yan Qi would not be able to win in a real battle, let alone in a situation where he was outnumbered. It seems that fighting head-on will not bode well for me. Moreover, once my injuries are too severe, I will not be able to withstand the hallucinatory demonic realm and might even be possessed by the devil. Forget it, there is an exit 1,000 meters ahead. I should just go straight for it. Let's teleport out first. Get lost. As soon as he thought of this, Yan Qi's true qi exploded from his body. Countless true qi dragons shot out from the true meridians on his body and attacked the 34 8th-level true qi realm experts. In the next moment, Yan Qi was already sprinting toward the exit in front of him as fast as he could. Bang, bang, bang. The 34 8th-level true qi realm experts dispersed Yan Qi's true qi attack and started barking. Go after him. We must kill this guy. A slender young man with a white cloth wrapped around his head slowly walked out. I can sense it with my mental strength. There is an exit 1,000 meters ahead. That guy must be trying to use the exit to escape. We must not let him succeed. Let's go after him. Also, I noticed that a few elders are rushing over. They must have found the exit as well. Whoosh whoosh, two elders with a faint red mark on their foreheads were running in the direction of Yan Qi's escape at an extremely fast speed. There are dozens of people in front of us. They are the devil warriors from our realm. They are chasing after a devil warrior from that rubbish realm. There is an exit in the direction where the devil warrior from that rubbish realm is running, one of the elders said indifferently. Go after them. A bloodthirsty look flashed past the other elder's eyes. Yan Qi ran for his life. We're almost at the exit. Faster. Faster. Yan Qi's face was twisted. His physical body was not very strong, so his running speed was not very fast. Ha, trash, you have nowhere to run. Ah. The voices of the pursuers could be heard from behind. *T. This group of trash's running speed actually surpassed mine. If I could use my true qi to fly, I would have left them in the dust. Yan Qi's heart sank. No. I Yan Qi am an ancient giant. I will not die here. Yan Qi's eyes were bleeding. At that moment, whoosh, Yan Qi's vision blurred. A figure appeared in front of him and blocked his way. Who? Yan Qi's mind was on the verge of collapsing. He looked up and saw that the person blocking his way was the young man Xiaohan. Oh, ancient giant Yan Qi, who are you being chased by? Xiaohan asked with a half-smile. Xiaohan. Get lost. Yan Qi bared his teeth and roared. To be continued? Chapter 431. Looking at Yan Qi, who was running for his life, Xiao Han felt a slight sense of satisfaction. He shook his head and laughed. Yan Qi, weren't you very arrogant before? You used to be able to summon the wind and rain, but now you're running like a stray dog. Ah. That's right, there's an exit in front. Are you trying to get rid of your enemies and teleport out? What? Xiao Han. You've also discovered the exit in front? Yan Qi's expression froze for a moment before he screamed hysterically. Xiao Han, let me give you a piece of advice. I was the one who found the exit first. If you dare to snatch it, don't blame me for being impolite. Hearing this, Xiao Han's killing intent surged. However, he quickly suppressed it. Forget it. You're one of the most powerful figures in our plane. You might be able to gain something by exploring the genius zone. Seeing that we're from the same plane, I, Xiao Han, will not argue with you. Consider it as repaying evil with good. Get lost. What are you blabbering about? Yan Qi was furious. At this moment, you can't run. Ah. Another piece of trash? Ah. Expanded aperture realm? Expanded aperture realm? Ah. I'll kill both of them. Behind him, the 34 8th level True Energy Formation Realm cultivators had already caught up. It's over. Yan Qi's heart turned cold. To think that I, Yan Qi, a hero, would die in the hands of a bunch of 8th level True Energy trash. In the blink of an eye, the liquid spiritual planet in Xiao Han's Sea of Consciousness expanded. Boom, 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 the hallucinatory demonic realm that blotted out the sky and covered the earth came crashing down from all directions like a tide. It bombarded the 34 8th level True Energy Formation Realm cultivators. Ah. The 34 8th level True Energy Formation Realm cultivators. All of them let out miserable cries like pigs being slaughtered. They wailed at the top of their lungs. Bang, 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 bang. In an instant, the heads of 34 8th level True Chi Formation Realm cultivators all exploded. Their bodies exploded and they died on the ground. The thick stench of blood covered the sky and covered the earth. Ha 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 ha, Xiao Han, Yan Qi's eyes bulged out. He stared at Xiao Han as if he had seen a ghost. All right, let's hurry to the exit. There are already 2 elders from the wrong plane chasing after us. Xiao Han said indifferently. If you want to live, then hurry up and rush to the exit. With that, Xiao Han turned around and ran away. Yan Qi shook his head in disbelief, then ran for his life towards the exit. The 2 elders who were in hot pursuit suddenly let out a sharp roar. Their tone was filled with resentment and resentment. Dead. A total of 34 True Chi level 8 demon heroes in our plane. A wave of geniuses from the devil hero realm had all died. Roar. The exit had also disappeared. By that guy from the trash plane. You snatched the exit and killed our plane's genius hero. Unforgivable. Such a weak plane gave birth to the evil heroes, all of them as lowly as beasts. Only we can kill them, they can never kill our people. This was treason and heresy. This is the injustice of the heavens. Was it done by that 9th level True Energy cultivator? But that can't be right. Just now, that 9th level True Energy cultivator was being chased by our evil heroes and was running for his life. He definitely doesn't have the ability to kill our people, and it's impossible for him to instantly kill 34 of our people. Shio. The 2 elders released their mental power at the same time. There's a young man. My mental power detected that there's a young man from the trash plane running quickly in front of us. His physical strength is extremely strong and his running speed is extremely fast. Could it be this young man? However, his true chi cultivation is only at the expanded aperture realm. This is strange. Forget it, since the exit has disappeared, we will find Lord Rong and report this matter to him. Let him make a decision. A female swordsman from Xiao Han's dimension was walking slowly in a narrow alley. She seemed to be struggling to take even a single step. Her face was pale and her breathing was rapid. Her beautiful face was extremely tense at this moment. Hallucinatory demonic realm. Today's hallucinatory demonic realm is too dangerous. Even though I tried my best to guard my mind, but there were a few times where I almost fell into a trance. My life and death was hanging by a thread. The corner of her mouth pulled into a bitter smile. It seems that finding the exit is just wishful thinking for me. At this moment, Shio, a person rushed up from behind and grabbed the female evil hero's smooth and soft hand, directly dragging her towards the narrow alley. Yeah. The female evil hero's body shook violently. Because her mind was completely focused on resisting the hallucinatory demonic realm, she didn't even notice that someone was approaching her. She was shocked and turned her head to look, only to discover that the person who grabbed her was Xiao Han. Phew, Xiaohan, so it's you? You scared me to death. I thought. At this moment, the female evil hero finally reacted. Her hand was tightly held by Xiaohan, and she said with slight anger. Xiaohan, on the verge of death, you. What are you doing? Have you found the exit? Exit? Xiaohan smiled mysteriously. You come with me. With that, Xiaohan dragged the woman into a courtyard. In the middle of the courtyard there was a space teleportation portal. The exit is here. Xiaohan smiled brightly and then pushed the female evil hero into the exit. I've ruined another good thing for those fellows. Seeing the door disappear, Xiaohan leaped out of the courtyard and ran far away. Not long after Xiaohan left, a few of Rong's subordinates' elders rushed into the courtyard in anger. Damn it! We were actually one step ahead of us. Damn it! It's that evil hero from the trash plane who snatched our exit. It seems like a young man at the expansion point realm? Wait a moment. Another elder's expression was cold. Just now, I released my mental energy and indeed found a young man. His running speed was extremely fast and he seemed to have run out of this courtyard. Dusk. The exit has been discovered 5,000 meters ahead. Rong ran at a high speed, and an expression of determination appeared on his face. However, what? Someone got ahead of us again. Damn it. I have already surveyed the area previously. There were no other evil heroes nearby. Why did one suddenly appear? Damn it. Tear him into pieces. Rong was enraged. His body shook. A large area of space collapsed and was destroyed. His mental energy swept across. Is that kid again? His true chi cultivation is a mess, but his physical body is not bad, and his running speed is as fast as a laser. It's him again. Strange, something is very strange. Kid, stay here for me. Suddenly the true chi in Rong's body surged. Immortal chi gushed out from his body, and his right hand grabbed at the air. In an instant, with Rong as the center, a large area suddenly seemed to be covered by a layer of shadow. Huge panic shrouded everything. At this moment, the space around him began to fluctuate as though there was an earthquake. One after another, the space was distorted. Even the hallucinatory demonic realm that filled the air. Everything was distorted, twisted, and collapsed. Just now, Xiaohan found an evil hero from his own plane in advance, and before Rong he used the exit to help the evil hero from his plane escape. Xiaohan was proud of himself and ran away. He did not expect that Rong actually saw the clues, and attacked Xiaohan with a thunderous attack. Xiaohan and Rong were separated by thousands of meters. In this demon palace, the hallucinatory demonic realm and all kinds of mazes, space laws and time laws coexisted, so that anyone's ultimate attack would be greatly weakened. But what Xiaohan did not expect was that with a thought, Rong's killer move enveloped him, shaking Xiaohan so much that his bones were about to crack, and the spiritual power star in his brain and sea of consciousness almost shattered. Amazing! Xiaohan secretly exclaimed. He steadied his mind, and the spiritual power star in his sea of consciousness surged wildly. In an instant, above Xiaohan's head, the densely packed hallucinatory demonic realm gathered, forming a huge funnel-shaped vortex. Boom! In the blink of an eye, Rong's terrifying giant hand had already killed through the air. Rumble! Rumble! The sound of the star disintegrating was endless. That terrifying giant hand was formed purely from true energy, and there were even yellow reverse scales growing on it. It locked onto Xiaohan and attacked. The moment it clenched its fist, its 5 fingers opened, and in a thousandth of an instant, it had already transformed into millions of hand seals, forming at least tens of thousands of martial arts in the void, the life-slaying technique. At the critical moment, the hallucinatory demonic realm vortex above Xiaohan's head suddenly wrapped around the terrifying giant hand. All kinds of illusions appeared and disappeared, and the terrifying giant hand's attack was actually delayed for a few breaths. Boom! Xiaohan took a deep breath and with a stomp of his feet, he had already jumped out dozens of zhang like a star, and with 2 or 3 jumps he was already far away. Motherf asterisk Kerr. Really strange. Not only is his flesh shell strong, but his spiritual power has also been cultivated to the pinnacle. He can actually vaguely control the hallucinatory demonic realm. That trash plane actually produced such a young man. Rong retracted his giant hand, his face was hazy, and his killing intent was soaring. To actually repeatedly ruin this seat's plans, this person must die. At the same time, Xiaohan had already madly sprinted 10,000 meters away, and then he stood against the wall, slightly bent over and panted non-stop. Too powerful, as expected of the leader of a powerful plane. In the hallucinatory demonic palace he was able to release such an attack and almost killed me. If it was outside, I'm afraid that just a breath of air from him would be enough to shatter my bones. No, I must once again cultivate the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique, strengthen my spiritual power and make a breakthrough. Perhaps only then will I have the ability to completely contend with him. Late at night, Rong had his hands behind his back, and with a cold expression, he stood proudly in the courtyard of an exquisite house. Beside him there were more than 10 elder-level subordinates, and close to 100 demon warriors. Lord Rong, it is a young man from the trash plane with the cultivation of expanded aperture realm. He is suspected to have instantly killed 34 of our plane's talisman realm demon warriors, and also snatched the exit that we locked onto. An elder said angrily. Yes, Lord Rong, it is a young man with an extremely trashy chi cultivation, who snatched the exit that should have belonged to us. Another elder reported. It's him. Spoiling this seat's plans twice in a row. If not for this brat, this seat would have long left this damned hallucinatory demonic palace. Rong's expression was extremely ugly. Lord Rong, along the way we found many corpses and all of them were the demon warriors of our plane. In that case it must have been done by that little bastard. A demon warrior's eyes were filled with resentment. That little bastard is the instigator of all this. Rong's killing intent soared to the heavens. From tomorrow onwards, work together to kill that little bastard. We must exterminate him. Yes, Lord Rong. To be continued. Chapter 432. Late at night. Inside the hallucinatory fiend palace. Rong gathered more than a dozen elders and close to 100 fiends. At this moment, all of them were flustered and exasperated, gnashing their teeth and cursing Xiaohan viciously. Now Xiaohan wreaked havoc in the fiend palace, causing them to suffer setbacks again and again. Furthermore, he assassinated a large number of fiends from the Rong plane. This matter was already as clear as day, completely exposed, and there was no longer any suspicion. If not for that little bastard, our plane would continuously obtain exits, and many people would be able to leave this hallucinatory fiend palace. Damn it, that little bastard must die. No one in the world could save him. Even if he leaves the fiend palace and reaches the outside, we must also blast him into dregs. An elder roared, blowing his beard and glaring. The other elder also sighed endlessly with regret. Heavy losses. Lord Rong, we suffered heavy losses this time. Who knows how many fiends were assassinated by that little bastard. The fiends who died were all geniuses of our plane. One death is an irreparable loss and now, sigh. If these geniuses died in the genius zone, we also have nothing to say. But now they actually fell at the hands of a little bastard from a trash plane. Wasting the zither and burning the crane, just thinking about it makes people stomp with rage. Enough. I'll stop jabbering. Rong's expression was dark as water. Saying this already has no use. Right now, the most important thing is to capture that brat and torture him to death. But Rong's tone changed. Wanting to kill that little bastard is also not that easy. After a pause, Rong continued. Inside this hallucinatory fiend palace, not only is it filled with endless hallucinatory fiend realms, but also drifts with time laws. Space laws. Setting up a profound maze. Once using true chi to fly, one will fall into the maze, unable to move forward. Hence, one can only use pure flesh shell strength to control the four limbs to carry out running and jumping. And that little bastard just happens to be blessed by heaven in terms of flesh shell cultivation, making him in the fiend palace. His running speed is much faster than ours, making us unable to catch him. Furthermore, his mental strength is extremely terrifying, able to borrow the hallucinatory fiend realms to launch attacks on our people, causing our people to become bedeviled, self-destructing and dying. With that said, the elders and many fiends present all held their breaths. Yes, he would kill Xiaohan outside. It could be said to be effortless, but in the hallucinatory demon palace, it really wasn't that easy to hunt them down. Master Rong, how should we deal with that little bastard? An elder asked in a low voice. Rong fell into deep thought. Dozens of breaths later. Right now, gather up all of our men scattered throughout the demon palace and inform them of the young man's physical characteristics. Then, as soon as that kid reveals his whereabouts, we will lock onto his approximate position and set up an encirclement, surrounding him in the center. Our people will slowly shrink the encirclement and finally, we will intercept him. Remember, that little bastard can make use of the hallucinatory demonic realm to kill with a borrowed knife. Hence, the moment you see him, attack him immediately. Don't waste time with him and don't give him the chance to use the hallucinatory demonic realm. Next, with the elders as the leaders, lead the many demons and split them into several small teams to surround and kill that little bastard. Although that little bastard's mental strength is strong, when he meets the elders of our plane, they definitely won't be able to instantly turn an elder into a demon. His true chi cultivation is very weak. As long as we give him a few breaths of time, we can crush him to pieces. Yes, Master Rong. Also, Rong's eyes flickered with a sinister light. According to the information we have, that little bastard has been helping the demons of his plane to escape. After he finds the exit, he won't go out himself. Instead, he will help the trash demons of his plane to leave. Hence, this guy's personality must be very philanthropic and self-righteous. He thinks he's the savior. From tomorrow onwards, in the hallucinatory demon palace, we will capture the demons of his plane alive. Then we will use them as bait to lure the snake out of its hole. With caution, we will make that little bastard fall into our trap. Master Rong, good plan. In short, temporarily slow down the progress of finding the exit and eradicate that little bastard first. Otherwise, we won't be able to eat well and sleep well, Rong said coldly. Yes. Alright, now go find our men and gather them. Rong waved his hand. Under the cold moonlight, Xiao Han strolled on a large road. Xiao Han didn't forget to eat and sleep to cultivate the extermination heaven-decimating earth mental technique. Currently, the hallucinatory demon realm in the hallucinatory demon palace was no longer of much help to the breakthrough of his cultivation technique. I must wait until tomorrow. Once I wait until tomorrow, the density and danger level of the hallucinatory demon realm will increase by another 10 times. After I absorb and refine it, the liquid spiritual power star in my sea of consciousness will be nourished again and undergo a transformation. However, although Xiao Han gave up on cultivating, he still spread out his mental fluctuation, enveloping an area of 50,000 meters and quietly observed the changes. Presumably that Rong has already discovered me. I have continuously ruined their plans. They must want to kill me as soon as possible, right? Xiao Han was slightly nervous in his heart. That's right, what he was facing now was definitely a giant existence. Under normal circumstances, he would definitely not be able to contend against the Supreme Being. Rong's battle strength is definitely not weaker than the 10 great demon emperors of our plane. He might even be able to contend against the joint forces of the 10 great demon emperors of the demon race. Going against him definitely requires great courage and an undefeatable temperament. Xiao Han let out a mouthful of impure air. I don't know if I can accumulate my true chi and true talismans after establishing a super strong enemy like Rong, but it doesn't matter. As long as I stay in this hallucinatory demon realm for one more day, my advantage will increase. I'm afraid that Rong still doesn't know this, right? While walking, Xiao Han discovered that an exit had appeared 10,000 meters to his east. And about 5,000 meters to his west, there was a demon warrior from his plane who was curled up in a corner, resisting the hallucinatory demon realm. The situation was extremely difficult. I have to be a good person again. Xiao Han shook his head and laughed. Immediately after, Xiao Han strode towards the west. When Xiao Han found the demon warrior from his plane, his situation was not optimistic. He had been suppressed by the hallucinatory demon realm to the point that he could not move an inch and was curled up in a corner. He was barely resisting the hallucinatory demon realm in the demon palace. Xiao Han extracted the hallucinatory demon realm near the demon warrior's body. It lightened the burden on him. Then he brought him to the exit and sent him out. In the next 4 hours, Xiao Han helped 3 demon warriors from his plane find the exit and leave. He also assassinated 23 demon warriors from Rong's plane. Among them there was even a 9th level True Chi Realm True Treasure. The night passed. Light descended. The 3rd day of the hallucinatory demon palace. When the first glimmer of dawn rose from the horizon. In the entire hallucinatory demon palace, layers of illusions appeared. Compared to yesterday, the density and danger level of the hallucinatory demon realm had increased by 10 times. My spirit waves have been compressed. Xiao Han released his spirit waves. He casually swept through. Yesterday I could still survey a range of 50,000 meters. Today I can only barely survey a range of 10,000 meters. Under this degree of hallucinatory demon realm, my spirit sense has been seriously disturbed and affected. However, Rong and the others must have also been disturbed. Everyone's situation is about the same. At this moment, Xiao Han's ears had a clear auditory hallucination. On the 3rd day of the hallucinatory demon palace, the density of the hallucinatory demon realm has increased by 20 times. The danger level has increased by 20 times. 1,000 exits, 803 remaining. There are still 803 exits, not bad. No need to rush. Xiaohan nodded slightly. After a few breaths, Xiaohan shook his head. Let's not worry about this first. Let's cultivate. Today I must complete the 15th spirit finger incantation. With a thought, Xiaohan formed a seal with both of his hands and pulled fiercely. The nearby houses and dozens of courtyards were directly decomposed into rays of light and shot into his brain. Puff. The liquid spirit power miniature planet in his brain was like a glutton encountering delicious food, frantically refining and absorbing the hallucinatory demon realm that Xiaohan absorbed into his sea of consciousness. Suddenly Xiaohan's whole body trembled and his spirit was roused. His limbs and bones felt extremely comfortable. He no longer hesitated and continuously refined the hallucinatory demon realm in the demon palace. His spirit power was rising steadily. After completing the 14th spirit finger incantation yesterday, his spirit power had been stagnant. Today it once again advanced by leaps and bounds. It was unstoppable. This also made Xiaohan even more aware that cultivating the extinguishing heaven decimating earth spirit technique in this hallucinatory demon palace was simply a match made in heaven. At the center of the demon palace, an extremely dense and tyrannical area of the hallucinatory demon realm. In a plaza. Xiaohan sat cross-legged, his eyes focused on his nose and his nose focused on his heart. With no one around him, his hands continuously formed seals. All kinds of profound and cryptic hand gestures were like fleeting shadows, shuttling back and forth. Xiaohan was currently crazily practicing the 15th spirit finger incantation. At the same time, all the buildings around the plaza were decomposed. A large area of space was completely swallowed by Xiaohan and refined into his sea of consciousness. A blazing spirit power halo bloomed behind Xiaohan's head, emitting an immortal spirit light. In Xiaohan's sea of consciousness, there seemed to be an incomparably huge ancient ferocious beast hiding and breathing. It specialized in swallowing these hallucinatory demon realms. Like a kunpeng breathing in and out. Swallowing the long river and spitting out the sea. Imposing and majestic. 2 hours later. Hong, following the completion of the last hand gesture of the 15th spirit finger incantation, the liquid spirit power star in Xiaohan's sea of consciousness expanded, its volume explosively doubling. Xiaohan opened both his eyes. He only felt that the entire world seemed to have a higher level, brighter and brighter. His state of mind was like the blazing sun and fire, clear and boundless, without a speck of dust and dirt. The 15th spirit finger incantation, I finally mastered it. Xiaohan smiled slightly. At this time Xiaohan once again released his spirit wave. Oh. It can detect any movement within a range of 80,000 meters. Xiaohan slightly paused, then immediately nodded his head repeatedly. My spirit power has become increasingly powerful. At the same time, in 5,000 kilometers to the east, there are dozens of fellows from the Rong Plain slowly approaching me. Approximately 10,000 meters to the west, there are also hundreds of demons from the Rong Plain probing in my direction. South? Rong? That Rong Plain is approximately 2,000 meters to the south, leading dozens of elders towards my direction. North? In the north, there are no less than 5 elders who have opened their heaven's eye, leading hundreds of demons over. TSK, this group of people in the north is not even 1,000 meters away from me. North, south, east, and west, hundreds of people are surrounding me. Xiaohan stood up and slightly frowned. I've been surrounded? To be continued. Chapter 433. Just as Xiaohan entered the state of no man and no me, concentrating on cultivating the destroying heavens decimating earth mental technique, Rong had already led the demon hero troops from his dimension to conduct a carpet search of the entire hallucinatory demon palace. Intending to capture Xiaohan, Lord Rong, last night, we gathered hundreds of evil heroes and began a major search this morning. From the 4 directions of the demonic palace, we encircled and intercepted. Everyone released their mental waves and did their best to search for that trash plains youth. A evil hero stood respectfully in front of Rong. However, Lord Rong, today the density and danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace has increased by 10 times, causing the range of our mental search to be compressed and suppressed. To find that little bastard, I'm afraid it will take a lot of time. Yes? Rong's face was cold and stiff. From today's situation, although the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace is not enough to cause our plains people to be bedeviled, it has already greatly interfered with our mental senses. Even my mental waves have been suppressed to a range of 4,000 meters. However, that little bastard must be eliminated. He has assassinated many of our people. The debt of blood is monstrous, we must capture him. Yes, Lord Rong. At this moment, roar. Rong let out a bestial roar. His indifferent expression suddenly became fiery, the muscles at the corner of his eyes twitched wildly, his eyes filled with killing intent. My mental waves have sensed that little bastard. He is about 2,000 meters away from me. Surround him. Shrink the encirclement. Immediately inform the other groups of the boy's location. Quickly. Yes. Yes, Lord Rong. Xiao, xiao, xiao. Suddenly the few evil heroes under Rong took off and dashed in several directions, wanting to inform the other groups of Xiaohan's location. Boom, boom, boom. Rong spread his legs. He crazily trampled on the ground, his footsteps rolling like thunder, rushing towards Xiaohan's location. Behind Rong were more than 10 elders. More than 100 evil heroes were aggressive. Murderous intent surged. At this moment, Xiaohan stood in the middle of a square, his mental waves spreading out like a fishing net, enveloping an area of 80,000 meters. Naturally, Xiaohan knew the few groups of people under Rong like the back of his hand. Rong has already led his troops and is madly rushing in my direction? Xiaohan's eyes were as bright as a candle. Meanwhile, his spirit wave swept in several other directions. Apart from Rong in the north, there are 5 elder-level experts who have opened their heavenly eyes leading hundreds of fiendish heroes. He's less than 1,000 meters away from me, and he seems to have locked on to my position as well, and is also rushing over. Xiaohan could already feel the burning killing intent of these two groups of people. The troops led by Rong quickly approached Xiaohan, the distance between them and Xiaohan. Another 1,000 meters or so. The 5 elders who had opened their heaven eyes were about 500 meters away from Xiaohan with their men. However, Xiaohan's body did not move at all. In the time it took for a spark to fly off a flint, he made the most accurate judgment and calculation. There are dozens of people from the Rong Plain in the east, and they are 5,000 meters away from me. There are also hundreds of enemies in the west, and they are 10,000 meters away from me. They haven't discovered me yet. I won't clash with Rong head-on for now. Break out of the siege. Choose a weaker direction and break through. I'll go to the east. There are only dozens of enemies in the east, and the ones leading them are a few elders. None of them have opened their heaven eyes, so their overall strength should be the weakest. I'll choose the east to break through. Suddenly Xiaohan's heart surged with lofty aspirations. Good. Such a powerful plane has sent out hundreds of elites, led by the leader of this plane, to surround and kill me. Such a powerful lineup is enough to take down my plane's fiendish hero pagoda, right? To actually send out such a group to deal with me, Xiaohan. They've really given me, Xiaohan, enough face. Good, since you want to play, I, Xiaohan, will play with you to the end. After completing the 15th spirit finger technique, Xiaohan's confidence swelled to the limit, and a kind of invincible ambition that dared to compete with the heavens was born in his heart. Roar. Xiaohan let out a hearty roar, and the strength of his entire body surged. His bones and blood burst out with the sound of metal colliding. In an instant, Xiaohan pushed the strength of his body to the limit, and his life potential rose to its heart's content. Boom! Xiaohan ran east at top speed. Dong dong dong, dong 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 dong, to the south of Xiaohan. Rong led his troops and ran like a group of ferocious beasts, vowing to catch Xiaohan and chop him into pieces. However, damn it, I've been discovered by that brat and he's actually running away. Rong coldly howled. So fast. That little bastard's running speed is too fast. Moreover, the density and danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm in Devil Palace today is 10 times higher than yesterday, causing me to be unable to accurately kill him through the air. Unless I can get within 200 to 500 meters. Rong made an effective assessment in his heart. As long as I maintain a distance of 500 meters from that little bastard, I have the confidence to kill or capture him through the air, but 1,500 meters, 2,000 meters, 3,000 meters, the distance between me and him is getting further and further. Roar. Rong let out a mournful roar, and this voice was filled with unwillingness and resentment. Not only am I unable to effectively get closer to him, but the distance between us is getting further and further. Damn it. Lord Rong, that little bastard's spiritual fluctuation and sensing range is indeed very large. It seems that his spiritual power is even more terrifying than what we imagined. An elder ran up from behind. Lord Rong, if you take a closer look, you'll notice that the little bastard's life force is very young. He's not even 40 years old. It's almost impossible for him to be able to cultivate such an outrageous mental power. Could it be that he cultivates an immortal art-level mental power cultivation technique? Or perhaps he has a heaven-defying spiritual treasure on him? Whether it's an immortal art spiritual power technique or a heaven-defying spiritual treasure, they're all rare treasures in this world. Don't relax and give up. Directly catch him. Chase. Rong raised his physical speed to the limit. However, after a little less than an hour, Rong's figure. A slight pause and then, boom, the surrounding void collapsed and Rong was burning with rage. He's already more than 4,000 meters away from me. My spiritual fluctuation can't even sense him for now. Damn it. In the confrontation with Xiao Han, this Rong once again suffered a setback. At the same time, in the north of Xiao Han, the 5 elder-level experts who had opened their heavenly eyes led hundreds of demons to chase after Xiao Han. Originally, they were closer to Xiao Han's position than Rong. With only 500 meters left, they were all full of confidence, thinking that they would definitely be able to catch Xiao Han. Unexpectedly, Xiao Han madly ran towards the east. Along the way, the distance between them and Xiao Han was also getting further and further, simply unable to catch up with Xiao Han. In the end, Xiao Han also disappeared from the detection range of their spiritual fluctuations. Dong, 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 Xiao Han's physical strength was long. It was endless, madly running all the way. It was simply that he had spare energy. It didn't take long for Xiao Han to completely shake off Rong and the 5 elder-level experts who had opened their heavenly eyes. When Xiao Han's spiritual fluctuation swept over Rong and the 5 elder-level experts who had opened their heavenly eyes. Seeing the appearance of beating his chest and stamping his feet, Xiao Han's heart was secretly pleased. Ah, idiot. This daddy's spiritual fluctuation can sense an area of no less than 80,000 meters, while your spiritual fluctuations can't even reach 10,000 meters. Moreover, although this daddy's true chi cultivation is weak, the strength of my fleshly body is close to 100 million ding. When this daddy runs, you can only eat the dust behind this daddy's butt. In this hallucinatory devil palace, I really can do whatever I want. Ha! Suddenly, Xiao Han clearly sensed that in front of him, there were no less than 10 exits. 10 exits. Xiao Han's footsteps stopped. Damn, why did so many exits suddenly appear? Moreover, these 10 exits were actually side by side. Xiao Han hurriedly rushed over. Very quickly, Xiao Han arrived under a high wall. This high wall was approximately 300 meters long, and there were no less than 10 spatial teleportation doors, which were also the exits embedded in it. This? Xiao Han frowned and pondered. In principle, I can't leave an exit for Rong. The reason why I'm entangled with him in this devil palace is to prevent him from finding an exit to leave the devil palace. As for myself, because I need to borrow the power of the devil palace to cultivate the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique, I can't go out for the time being. Now 10 exits have suddenly appeared here. Na Rong will definitely discover these exits if he chases us all the way here. What if he leaves? Let eldest senior brother and the others out first and use up a few exits. With a thought, Xiao Han released Xiao Mingqiu, Luo Tianyu, and the other 2 ancient powerhouses from the Despair Demon compound. Ah. Junior brother Xiao Han, you let us out, what's the situation now? Xiao Mingqiu shouted the moment he appeared. Ah. The hallucinatory devil realm here is extremely terrifying. Luo Tianyu frowned. As for the other 2 ancient powerhouses, their temperament and cultivation were inferior to Xiao Mingqiu and Luo Tianyu. Thus, the moment they came out, they hugged their heads, their faces distorted and bitter as they repeatedly cried out. These hallucinatory devil realms are attacking our hearts. We can't hold on any longer. Little brother Xiao Han, what's the situation? Eldest senior brother, big brother Luo, the 2 ancient powerhouses, there are a total of 10 exits on the high wall in front of the 4 of you. Once you step through the exits, you will be able to teleport out of this hallucinatory devil palace. Once you're outside, you can rendezvous with the pagoda master. Alright, all of you enter the exit immediately. Xiao Han immediately said. Xiao Mingqiu and the other 3 looked at the exit on the high wall and nodded. What a stable space teleportation door, this is the exit. Let's go out, everyone go out. Xiao Han urged. Alright. Junior brother Xiao Han, let's go out together. Xiao Mingqiu smiled. We stayed in junior brother Xiao Han's Demon Emperor crystal and didn't do anything, but we actually got the chance to go out. Ah. Junior brother Xiao Han, It's really good to follow you. Haha. The four swordsmen all burst into laughter. Yes, yes, eldest senior brother, there are enough exits here. You guys go out first, I will follow closely behind. Xiao Han did not reveal the situation where he was dealing with Rong, it was too shocking. Let's go. Xiao Mingchu and the others were not bashful people. Immediately, the four ancient powerhouses each entered a door. In the blink of an eye, the four exits embedded on the high wall disappeared. Seeing his eldest senior brother safely teleported out, Xiao Han also heaved a sigh of relief. But now there were still 6 exits on the high wall. After scanning with his spirit, he found that Rome was about 8,000 meters away from him. If I leave these 6 exits alone, Rome will definitely find them. Once Rome teleports out, I'm afraid eldest senior brother and the others will be in danger. I must think of a way to destroy these exits. Xiao Han furrowed his brows deeply. Chapter 434. Destroy the exits. What a crazy idea. In this hallucinatory magic palace that was filled with dangers and getting more and more dangerous by the day, there were only 1,000 exits. It was very limited. It could be said that every exit was very precious. The demon heroes were racking their brains to find the exits. It was impossible for them to have the idea of destroying the exits. This kind of idea was simply absurd and even a waste of God's gifts. However, there's no other way. In the nearby tens of thousands of meters, there are no demon heroes from my plane at all. I can't find a suitable candidate to consume these exits. Besides, in the past few days, the demon heroes from our plane have already been teleported out with my help. The number of demon heroes from our plane who enter the hallucinatory magic palace is small to begin with. The base number is small. In fact, there are 1,000 exits. For our plane, we don't need so many. There are still a few hundred exits left. In the end, it still benefits the demon heroes from Rong's plane. Humph. Our plane and Rong's plane have already developed enmity. They are enemies and not friends. I would rather destroy these exits than leave them to the idiots from Rong's plane. However, how do I destroy these exits? Xiao Han crossed his arms and stared at the remaining 6 exits on the high wall. After careful observation, Xiao Han found that these 6 exits were very stable. Stable? Yes, the entire hallucinatory magic palace was actually in an extremely unstable state. Every inch of space was affected by the hallucinatory magic realm. Only these exits. There was not a trace of the hallucinatory magic realm. An incomparably stable spatial teleportation power appeared. Stable? That's why the demon heroes were able to successfully teleport out. They were unscathed. That is to say, if the exit of the door becomes unstable, then the teleportation function of the exit of the door will be ineffective. A flash of inspiration flashed into Xiao Han's brain. Unstable? All of a sudden, Xiao Han's mental wave twisted out like a rope and captured the densely packed hallucinatory magic realm. Then he absorbed these hallucinatory magic realm and directly smashed it into one of the doors embedded in the high wall. Boom! The door was forcefully filled by the hallucinatory magic realm and instantly collapsed. Hew, strands of hallucinatory demonic domain rolled through the portal, turning the originally stable portal into a gap. The stable order of the portal was completely destroyed. Success. Xiao Han was overjoyed. In the next moment, he continuously absorbed the hallucinatory demonic lance. The remaining 5 exits were all destroyed. It was completely and utterly destroyed. Good. It's done. After doing all this, Xiao Han continued to run towards the east. In the east, under the leadership of the 6 elders, about 50 to 60 Yaoxians followed closely behind. Elders, did we gather our forces to deal with a cavern expansion realm youngster from that trash plane? A Yao chivalry asked with a smile. This is truly inconceivable. A mere Shen realm demon hero actually mobilized so many people. Furthermore, I heard that even our pagoda Lord Rong, personally mobilized. I feel like we are making a mountain out of a molehill. As soon as he said this, the dozens of demon knights all laughed at the same time. All of you shut up. An elder with white hair and a youthful face said with a serious expression. Do not underestimate the enemy. According to the information I have, that youngster from the trash plane is not easy to deal with. He is very tricky. It is said that many of the demon heroes in our plane have already fallen at his hands and died an unnatural death. Hiss. The large group of demon knights all sucked in cold air and looked at each other in disbelief. Oh, of course it is not an open battle. Instead, it is an assassination using underhanded methods. It is extremely shameless. Another elder immediately explained. That little bastard isn't strong enough to face the forces of this plane head-on and pose a threat. He's just a coward who knows how to steal and steal. Everyone just be careful. This time, we have divided our forces to encircle and annihilate that youngster. I wonder if he has already been killed. In a narrow alley hundreds of meters away from this group of people, Xiao Han sat cross-legged. He extended his spiritual power and locked onto this group of people. Since you want to encircle and kill me, then you must pay a price. Xiao Han's mouth curved into an evil smile. Heck, after completing the 15th spiritual finger gesture, I can already control the hallucinatory magic realm in a large area. I can control it as I wish. I cannot directly kill a super strong person like Rong, but killing ordinary demon knights is as easy as drinking water and eating. 6 elders, leading 5 to 60 demon knights, walked in the demon palace with big strides. All of a sudden, boom, 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 above their heads, thunder and lightning resounded. The sky that was originally bright and sunny suddenly turned dark and gloomy. It was as if the sky had collapsed. A large area of the void almost collapsed. Wind and clouds surged. All of a sudden. Not good. Hallucinatory magic realm tide. The hallucinatory magic realm in the area of a few thousand meters all gathered. It seems to be suppressing us. Quickly guard your mind. Quickly guard your mind. An elder screamed in horror. In the blink of an eye. Rumble. The endless hallucinatory magic realm formed a tide and covered them all at once. Ah. Roar. No. The demon army is attacking the city. Thousands of demon emperors have arrived. We are finished. The incorruptible demon knight tower is finished. We are beyond redemption. In an instant, more than half of the demon knights had their minds invaded by the surging hallucinatory magic realm and broke through their souls. Their minds collapsed and they roared. The next moment, bang, 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 bang. These demon knights, one after another, they self-exploded their heads and died. All of you guard your mind. A few elders cried and wailed. Bang, 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 bang. The sound of self-exploding heads sounded one after another. Very soon, beside the few elders, there was a ground full of broken corpses. Roar. Who is playing tricks in the dark? Must be that bastard. Roar. In less than 10 breaths, except for these few elders, all the demon knights were dead. As for these few elders, the pressure on their bodies also increased sharply. Waves of hallucinatory magic realm kept attacking their cerebral cortex. Sit cross-legged. The 6 elders sat cross-legged. They formed a small circle, closed their eyes tightly and chanted. Their temperament and spiritual power were pushed to the extreme. As expected of the elder level, Xiao Han kept absorbing the hallucinatory magic realm and attacking the 6 elders. However, for the time being, he could not make these 6 elders turn into demons. These elders are all in the celestial eye realm, but they have not opened the last true acupoint. It's just opening the heavenly eye. They should be old antiques who have lived for countless years and experienced countless birth, old age, illness, and death. Regardless of their temperament or cultivation, they are very terrifying. I can't kill them directly for the time being. Moreover, Rong is still chasing after me like a maggot in the bone. Forget it, I won't use hard and soft tactics with them for the time being. I'll find a place to complete the 16th spiritual finger gesture and fight again. Xiao Han made a prompt decision. He immediately stood up and ran towards the west. When Xiao Han was far away, the hallucinatory magic realm that enveloped the 6 elders gradually dissipated. Roar. Dead, all dead. A full dozens of geniuses. Died unnatural deaths like this, died without knowing why. Evil creature. Little bastard. Goddamn little bastard. Ruthless. Really ruthless. This is a death grudge. Those 6 elders looked around at the remains of the corpses on the ground. It was simply inconsolable, tragic beyond compare. Each and every one of them burst out with the anguished howls of the one weeping blood ape. Tears flowed down their old faces, unable to control themselves. There were a few elders who directly cried until they fainted. West. Xiao Han used the same method to directly kill hundreds of demon knights, leaving behind a ground of broken corpses. Furthermore, he used the hallucinatory magic realm to trap several leading celestial eye realm elders and swaggered off. Xiao Han's battle results could be said to be brilliant. Rong led a large group of people and caught up. A group of people stood under a high wall, all dumbstruck. On this high wall, 6 exits were inlaid. However, at this very moment, these 6 exits all appeared to be in a state of collapse. The spatial teleportation power within was extremely unstable. Moreover, there were densely packed hallucinatory magic realms shuttling back and forth. Exit. An elder's face was gloomy. But, it seems to have been deliberately destroyed. Kakik, kakik, a strange owl-like cry burst out from Rong's throat. Lord Rong, elders, this should be the exit. Although the energy is not too stable, I am willing to take the risk and see if I can be teleported out. A demon knight at the 8th stage of the true energy realm stepped out. And go ahead and try. Be careful. An elder waved his hand, indicating that demon knight to enter one of the exits. Huff, that demon knight took a deep breath, then carefully chose an exit that was not so thoroughly damaged. His figure flashed as he entered. However, poot 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 poo. The moment that demon knight entered this exit, his body was cut into meat paste by the chaotic spatial fragments. Damn it. That little bastard actually destroyed the exit. He is breaking the rules of the game. Roar. Rong burst out with a heart-wrenching howl. Xiao Han ran all the way, leaving Rong's demon knight troops far behind. There are another 20 exits lined up in front. Had to destroy them all. Xiao Han came to the foot of another high wall. Looking up, there were a total of 20 exits on the wall. With the experience of destroying the exit just now, Xiao Han was familiar with it this time. He directly took in the hallucinatory magic realms and blasted them into these exits. Very quickly, a total of 20 exits were all blasted into spatial turbulence. The 20 terrifying gaps were like monsters that chose people to eat. Playing with me? I'll play you to death. Xiao Han was extremely pleased. He continued to run. After running for a long distance, Xiao Han finally stopped. He found an extremely dangerous place where the hallucinatory magic realms were extremely dense. He sat down cross-legged, took in the hallucinatory magic realms, and refined them into his sea of consciousness to pave the way for breaking through to the 16th spirit finger technique. To be continued. Chapter 435. Xiao Han was indeed like a fish in water in this hallucinatory demonic palace. Not only could he use the hallucinatory demonic realm to indirectly kill a large number of Yaoxia from the Rong plane, but he could also cultivate crazily in it. He could even destroy the exit. He was completely omnipotent. Jiang Rong and the other peerless experts were toyed within the palm of his hand. At this time, Xiao Han was in an area with an extremely high density of hallucinatory demonic realm. It was an extremely dangerous area, and he was willfully absorbing and refining it. With Xiao Han's body as the center, the void in the area of 1,000 meters was collapsing. Like a whale swallowing seawater, the hallucinatory demonic realm in all directions was sucked into his sea of consciousness. The liquid mental power planet in his brain was sparkling and magnificent, and it burst forth with the sound of waves. After absorbing for a full 2 hours, the amount of mental power needed to break through to the 16th mental power finger incantation should be enough. Then, let's do it. Xiao Han's hands dragged out wisps of afterimages, and his movements were extremely fast. One after another, obscure and difficult gestures that ordinary people could not even imagine, were performed by Xiao Han skillfully, and each of the gestures began to connect to his heart's content. At the same time, a mental power halo that was like a scorching sun radiated out from Xiao Han's brain, and it shone brightly. It illuminated Xiao Han's state of mind like a clear sky, revealing every detail. However, when he was breaking through to the 16th mental power finger incantation, Xiao Han also released a small amount of mental power to monitor the surroundings. As long as someone approached within a range of 1,000 meters, Xiao Han would immediately sense it and respond. In an area 10,000 meters away from Xiao Han, Rong and the many elder-level experts under him as well as a large number of Yaoxia, once again stood foolishly under a high wall. On this high wall, there were a total of 20 exits. However, at this moment, these 20 exits had all been destroyed. The chaotic hallucinatory demonic realm and space fragments wrapped around the 20 collapsed exits. The stable order had already been shattered. Rong, Lord Rong, these exits were all destroyed by that little bastard, right? An elder who had opened his heaven's eye. His face turned green. For him to wantonly destroy the exits like this, for us, it is extremely disadvantageous. In our plane there are a lot of Yaoxia that entered the hallucinatory demonic palace, more than 1,000 people, but there are only 1,000 exits of the hallucinatory demonic palace. That means, Some of us will be eliminated and buried in this hallucinatory demon palace. But now that little bastard is repeatedly destroying the exit. Our situation is becoming more and more precarious. If we allow him to continue destroying things like this, I'm afraid the number of people who can find the exit and teleport out of this plane will decrease drastically. Lord Rong, you must stop him. He couldn't allow him to continue destroying things. This is cutting off our path of retreat. Another elder was also trembling with fear. He said, How about, we can pretend to be courteous with this little bastard and temporarily reach a settlement? Scram! Rome was seething with anger and his aura shook, sending these elders flying. His face was full of arrogance and murderous intent. Dig 3 feet into the ground. He had to find that little bastard and tear his body into 1,000 pieces. You want us to compromise? Dream on. Kill him. Once I get out, I won't have to worry about anything else. I'll directly exterminate everyone on his plane. Moreover, I'll force him to tell me the plane's spatial coordinates. Afterwards, I'll carry out a massacre. I'll exterminate all the living beings on his plane. Mountains of corpses and seas of bones to vent the hatred in my heart. Rong was completely mad. Lord Rong, a heart-wrenching and lung-splitting howl resounded. In next to no time, numerous elders dashed over from 2 different directions. As soon as they got close to Rong, they erupted with extremely tragic barks. They gnashed their teeth and their voices were filled with resentment and unwillingness to give up until one of them died. It's over. Lord Rong, it's all over. What's over? Rong's facial features had already completely shifted. Dead, all dead. Those elders beat their chests and stamped their feet. All of them are dead. The evil heroes that followed us, some were at the 8th phase True Chi formation realm, some were at the 9th phase True Chi realm, and some were at the True Chi realm. They were strong, bearing the hope of our plane. All of them were the pride of our plane. This time, when we explored the Genius Zone, we all had the belief that we would definitely win. We led this group of heaven's proud sons and daughters to embark on the journey, but they're dead, they're all dead. All of them turned into devils and died by exploding their own heads. Ruthless. Too ruthless. That little bastard from this plane is really one of the most ruthless people in the world. He kills without blinking an eye. His massacre has caused great damage to our plane's vitality, countless geniuses have died, and the entire plane has regressed for thousands of years. What? The evil heroes that followed you all died in battle? Rong's voice had also completely changed. His voice was hoarse and his blood and chi had completely surged up to his face. Nearly 200 evil heroes followed you to chase after that little bastard, and now, they're all dead? They were all killed by that little bastard instead? They're all dead, vanishing into thin air, dying without a complete corpse. Pooh. Suddenly, a mouthful of hot blood directly spurted out of Rong's mouth. His body was on the verge of collapse. Outside the hallucinatory devil palace, in the azure space of the universe, there were stable energy waves and spatial order. 2 camps. Xiao Han's plane, led by the Tower Master, had already gathered dozens of people. 2/3 of all the evil heroes that entered the hallucinatory demon palace had successfully found the exit and were teleported out. As for the camp of Rong's plane, although there were also more than 100 evil heroes that were teleported out, more than 1,000 of them had entered. In other words, so far the evil heroes that were teleported out from their plane were not even 1/10 of the total number of evil heroes. Tower Master, from this it seems that our plane is really prosperous. Almost more than 2/3 of the people have escaped from danger and were not trapped in the hallucinatory demon palace. Ha. An elder stood beside the Tower Master with great pride. Don't be too complacent for the time being. The Tower Master could not help but reveal an unconcealable smile on his face. The time in the hallucinatory demon palace is equivalent to 1 day in the real world outside. I estimate that it's already the 3rd day in the hallucinatory demon palace. The density and degree of danger in the hallucinatory demon realm is 20 times that of the 1st day. It's very dangerous. There are still 1/3 of our people that have not been teleported out. I don't know if they're lucky or not. Why didn't my junior brother Xiao Han teleport out with us? There are clearly 10 exits, but he actually... Xiao Mingqiu crossed his arms. There was a trace of worry on his face. Brother Xiao, you don't have to worry too much. I think that little brother Xiao Han will definitely be transported out unscathed. I've already heard people talking about it just now. In our plane, most of the fiend heroes that escaped unscathed all benefited from little brother Xiao Han. It was little brother Xiaohan who helped them find the exit. Furthermore, little brother Xiaohan even personally killed many experts from the Rome Plain. Luo Qinyo's face was also filled with admiration. Little brother Xiaohan is really an extraordinary person. If it wasn't for him this time, I'm afraid, there would be no one in our plane who could survive until now. There wouldn't be more than 10. Yan Qi, you're saying that Xiaohan killed 34 fiend heroes at the true energy formation realm in an instant. At this moment, the Tower Master and many elders were questioning the ancient giant Yan Qi. Yes. Yan Qi nodded heavily. That's right. Those 34 fiend heroes. Although they are all at the true energy formation realm, some of them have expanded their meridians well and built a solid foundation. Their talismans are also not to be underestimated. Therefore, if we really fought, they wouldn't lose to me. I didn't think that Xiaohan would be able to kill them with just a thought. Tower Master, elders, if Yan Qi's guess is correct, Xiaohan must be hiding a heaven-defying magical treasure on him. It might be an immortal artifact. As he spoke, Yan Qi's eyes shone with a fanatical light. Immortal artifact. It seems that it really might be an immortal artifact. The Tower Master's voice trembled as he breathed heavily. Legend has it that a true immortal artifact can move the void, move the stars, change the position of the stars, and kill in all directions. I didn't think that Xiaohan would have an immortal artifact. This, Tower Master, Xiaohan's realm is very low. It would be difficult for him to unleash the true power of an immortal artifact. An elder winked and said, That's right. Another elder slapped his thigh. If Xiaohan could really unleash the full power of that immortal artifact, then he would have killed Na Rong long ago. Why are you still dawdling? What a pity. Such a good immortal artifact in Xiaohan's hands is like a pearl covered in dust. It feels like a reckless waste of God's gifts. There's nothing we can do about it. Xiaohan is only at the expanded acupoint realm. To be able to use that immortal artifact to instantly kill dozens of enemies at the 8th level True Qi realm is already his limit. However, the journey to the Genius Zone this time is too dangerous. If we are not careful, we might lose our lives. How about, Tower Master, when Xiaohan comes out from the hallucinatory Devil Palace, we can discuss with him and ask him to hand over that immortal artifact. If that immortal artifact is in your hands, how powerful would it be? I don't dare to imagine it. I definitely don't dare to imagine it. An elder started to flatter. The Tower Master's expression was extremely smug. If I had an immortal artifact, killing Na Rong would only take a single thought. After pausing for a moment, the Tower Master's face turned red. After Xiaohan comes out, I will personally talk to him. Inside the hallucinatory Devil Palace, Xiaohan fervently cultivated. The last hand gesture of the 16th spirit finger technique was completed. The liquid spirit star in Xiaohan's sea of consciousness increased in size again, and the density of his spirit increased by an unknown number of times. A huge amount of spirit power radiated out from Xiaohan's brain and pierced through heaven and earth. Obliterate the void. Boom! Xiaohan slightly released a spirit wave and was able to cover a range of 200,000 meters. Not bad. A large portion of this hallucinatory Devil Palace is already firmly under my control, and Xiaohan's mind moved. Suddenly, an area with a diameter of 10,000 meters appeared in the east and was directly confined by Xiaohan's spirit power. Within this area with a diameter of 10,000 meters, all the hallucinatory Devil Realm were under Xiaohan's control. I don't know if I can make those immortal Eye Realm elders fall into bedevilment and die. Xiaohan rubbed his nose. After pausing for a moment, Xiaohan madly sprinted and reached the area tens of thousands of meters in front of him. He found a few of his demon hero companions who were suppressed by the hallucinatory Devil Realm and were on the verge of death. He helped them find the exit and teleported out. During this period of time, Xiaohan consecutively destroyed a total of 100 exits. Finally, Xiaohan found another berserk area of the hallucinatory Devil Realm and sat down cross-legged. I'll try to break through to the 17th spirit finger technique. A faint smile flashed across the corner of Xiaohan's mouth. After completing the 15th set of spirit finger technique, I will be able to purify an ordinary True Qi 8th phase talisman formation realm. After cultivating to the 20th set of spirit finger technique, I will be able to purify any peak True Qi 8th phase talisman formation realm. To purify a True Qi 9th phase True Treasure realm, I will need to solidify my spirit power. I have completed the 16th set of spirit finger technique and should be able to purify a portion of True Qi 8th phase talisman formation realm. I will erase their ego and plant a belief in me in their minds. They will become my most loyal slaves like Brother Yen. Chapter 436. That's right, not only did Xiao Han's mental power liquefied, he had also completed the 16th spiritual finger art. Passing ordinary 8th level true chi formation realm cultivators wasn't a problem at all. Passing was an extremely terrifying method. It was used to control the target and make the target willingly submit, establishing a master-servant relationship. Even if the two sides had the hatred of killing one's father or stealing one's wife, it would all be written off after the passing. The slave would ignore everything and be loyal to the master. Passing 8th level true chi formation realm, what kind of concept was that? One had to know that in Xiao Han's plane, as long as one had the cultivation of formation realm, they would definitely be a powerhouse in history. In other words, as long as he could pass a portion of the 8th level true chi formation realm, Xiao Han would be able to return to his plane. Then he would be able to call the wind and summon the rain, establish a sect and become an ancestor. If he took a step further and his mental power solidified, he would be able to pass 9th level true chi formation realm existences. Then Xiao Han would be able to threaten the position of the Tower Master. Furthermore, after the mental power solidified, it would be able to turn into all kinds of weapons to kill the enemy. It would be so majestic that it would be able to sweep through everything. Forget it, let's not think too much first. Let's try to break through to the 17th spiritual finger art. Once I succeed, my mental power will transform once again. The benefits are indescribable. Xiao Han emptied his mind and violently absorbed the hallucinatory devil realm. His mind began to silently visualize the various hand gestures of the 17th spiritual finger art. Inside the hallucinatory devil palace, Rong personally led many elders and hundreds of evil warriors and slowly advanced towards Xiao Han's direction. If there is no accident, that trash plane's little bastard must be hiding in the distance. Rong's face was filled with killing intent and his aura was tyrannical. According to the information we have, that little bastard can easily cause an 8th phase true chi formation realm expert to fall into a devilish state. He can also cause a 9th phase true chi true treasure realm expert to fall into a devilish state, but he is unable to cause a 10th phase true chi immortal vision realm expert to fall into a devilish state. In other words, he can't do anything to the elders. Rong said coldly. Thus, from now on, continue to chase after that little bastard. Those below the 10th level true chi formation realm and the immortal eye realm will all walk behind. The elders will walk in front, and if they encounter that kid's sneak attack, the elders will be in charge of defending, and I will personally take action to capture him. Yes. Yes. An elder who had been ambushed by Xiao Han said with lingering fear. Lord Rong is right. That little bastard isn't able to make us turn into devils when facing existences of our level. It seems that as long as we lock onto that little bastard's position, we'll be able to defeat him. It's not impossible to destroy him. In addition, I have also sent a group of chivalrous heroes to run around the entire Devil Palace to capture the chivalrous hero from the trash plane. As a hostage, I can lure the snake out of its hole at that time. In fact, once that little bastard shows himself, he'll die a graveless death. The corners of Rong's mouth pulled into a wisp of a savage smile. His true cultivation base is too weak after all. Expanding acupoint realm was a joke in itself. As long as we can lock onto him within a range of several hundred meters, he will be at our mercy. After a short pause, Rong continued. At the same time, hurry up and search for the exit. That kid was constantly destroying the exit. The situation is not optimistic. However, while they were chasing after Xiao Han, Rong and his subordinates, the elders and the chivalrous spirits, kept roaring, and even screaming hysterically along the way. Because, along the way, Rong and the rest also continuously found exits. But each exit was destroyed by Xiao Han, leaving a scene of desolation. Destroyed. All the exits were destroyed by that guy. Too preposterous. Simply too preposterous. The elders and chivalrous spirits under Rong were howling and barking, like young girls who were defiled and humiliated by a scoundrel. What a reckless waste of God's gifts. Daring to even destroy the exits, is he still human? ****. Little bastard. Dozens to 100 exits have already been destroyed by him. This little bastard clearly wants to trap all of our plainspeople to death inside the hallucinatory Devil Palace. At this time, the eyes of the chivalrous spirits under Rong all became blood red, filled with brutal killing intent and hatred. A beast that deserves to be cut 1,000 times. Lord Rong, it's a death grudge. That guy has already become a death grudge with us. Won't rest until one of us is dead. Either he dies or we die, it's completely irreconcilable. Lord Rong, we must kill him at all costs. These chivalrous spirits all became restless, the crowd's emotions surging, becoming more and more intense. That's right, each time Xiao Han destroyed an exit, it roughly meant that among these chivalrous spirits, one might fall into this hallucinatory devil palace, consigned to eternal damnation. An exit represented a trace of hope. Xiao Han was destroying their hope. Lord Rong is too vicious. He's too sinister. Doing this, he wants to kill all of us. Despicable. He's no match for us in the open. Thus, he can only play such underhanded tricks. How sinister. Some of the elders also began to wail to the heavens and the earth. Enough. All shut up. Rong roared, his body shaking, releasing his aura, suppressing the entire scene. Dead silence. The situation is already very critical. It's simply urgent without delay. That little bastard's thoughts, we already understand he wants to kill all of us, causing a complete annihilation. He's crazily destroying the exits. Now we must capture him by hook or by crook. Otherwise, don't even talk about going to the genius zone. I'm afraid everyone will fail miserably and die here. Rong forced himself to calm down, surveying the scene. Our plane, the thousands of people who entered this hallucinatory devil palace, apart from those who have already found the exits and teleported away, as well as those who were killed by that little bastard, the remaining people are practically all gathered here. Now this seat is going to distribute the forces. This is a moment of life and death, a moment of life and death. Everyone listen to this seat's orders. This Rong also became completely serious, treating Xiao Han as the most important opponent in history. There's a total of 37 elders present, among which 6 are the head elders who have opened the heavenly eye. The number of chivalrous spirits is 534. Rong swept his cold gaze across the entire scene, the muscles at the corners of his eyes twitching continuously, saying word by word, if we can't find that little bastard for a long time, and let him continue to destroy the exits, then all of us will be buried in this hallucinatory devil palace. From the day this seat left my hometown, I already planned for the worst in my heart. The seat also thought about it before. Once we enter the genius zone, we may encounter even more powerful planes, causing our plane to become even more powerful. The losses were disastrous. However, I never expected it all. We might very well be destroyed in the hands of a cave expansion realm brat from a trashy plane. You should feel indignant about that, right? Involuntarily, there was a hint of bitterness in Rong's tone, as though he was at the end of his rope. We can't accept this. 37 elders and 534 chivalrous men roared. Things haven't reached the most desperate point yet. We still have a chance. We still have a chance to equalize. Listen. From now on, we will split into 7 combat teams to encircle that expanded aperture realm little bastard. The final battle has begun. Rong ordered in an unquestionable tone. Combat Team 1. I will personally lead the remaining 6 combat squads, which will be led by 6 great elders who have opened their heavenly eyes. They will be divided into 7 groups. Although that little bastard is full of tricks and cunning, he's not a match for me. But facing an elder he was powerless. Not to mention the elders who had opened the heavenly eye. In the process of encircling that brat, once you find an exit, immediately teleport. Every single person that can escape counts. Rong roared. Yes. Our plane will not be defeated. We will definitely be able to capture that little bastard. Lord Rong. We will definitely kill our way out. Also, Rong waved his hand indicating for the excited crowd to quieten down. He continued to issue orders. Right now, our mental fluctuations have been suppressed by the high-density hallucinatory demonic realm, causing the range of our mental scanning to be limited to a few thousand meters. This is extremely disadvantageous to finding that little bastard. Now, I order that when we search for that little bastard we can open our heavenly eyes. After opening our heavenly eyes, our scanning range will increase by at least several times or even 10 times. This will allow our mental fluctuations to reach 10,000 meters. The 7 combat squads, with me as the leader, will all be able to open their heavenly eyes. Then open your heavenly eyes. Although opening the heavenly eyes will rapidly deplete our energy, and opening them for a long period of time might even affect our life potential, at this moment of life and death, we can't care so much. Open your heavenly eyes. Xiu, the light red mark on Rong's forehead suddenly opened, revealing a mysterious eyeball. This eyeball seemed to be able to see through the heavens and the earth, piercing through the void. Yes. The 6 elders also opened their heavenly eyes one after another. Depart. Rong coldly ordered. In the next moment, Xiu, Xiao, the 7 combat squads flew out from 7 different directions. At this moment, Xiaohan was using all his strength to break through to the 17th mental finger technique. A funnel-shaped hallucinatory demonic realm whirlpool spun above Xiaohan's head. Thousands of strands of the hallucinatory demonic realm, like rivers running into the sea, merged into Xiaohan's sea of consciousness, unceasingly tempering the liquid mental power planet. At the same time, Xiaohan's hands were constantly changing hand signs. The liquid mental power planet in his sea of consciousness was already becoming increasingly solid, emitting a dark golden light, showing signs of solidifying. Moreover, the liquid mental power planet was even glowing with a metallic luster. Suddenly, success. Hong, the hallucinatory demonic realm within a radius of 1,000 meters seemed to have been squeezed clean in an instant, completely merging into Xiaohan's sea of consciousness. This caused the entire space to collapse and cave in. It became a vacuum zone. Xiaohan slowly stood up, a divine light flashed between his eyebrows. I've finally completed the 17th mental finger technique. The liquid mental power planet in my sea of consciousness is becoming more and more solid. Right now, the state of the liquid mental power planet is similar to the state between liquid and solid. Xiaohan muttered to himself. Suddenly, Xiaohan released a mental wave. The area covered was close to 1 million meters. Not bad. With just a thought, I can survey more than half of this hallucinatory demonic palace. Xiaohan nodded his head in satisfaction. Under the scanning of his mental wave, the location of a large number of exits was already known by Xiaohan like the back of his hand. Moreover, those fellows have split into 7 squads. Xiaohan swept his mental wave, and saw the situation of the Rong Plains troops in the Devil Palace with a glance. These fellows actually have an expression of facing death calmly, full of determination, fighting spirit, steadfastness, hot-bloodedness. It's as if they want to fight to the death with me. Ha ha ha, since it's like this, I, Xiaohan, can only risk my life to accompany the gentleman and fight to the death with you all. Xiaohan's figure directly jumped away. Chapter 437. After completing the 17th spirit finger art, the density of Xiaohan's spirit power was between liquid and solid state. Moreover, the scanning range of his spirit power had reached 1 million meters. As a result, when Xiaohan's spirit power radiated out slightly, all the exits in the hallucinatory Devil Palace could be seen clearly. Xiaohan's body turned into a shadow, jumping around in the hallucinatory Devil Palace. Whenever he encountered an exit, he would activate the hallucinatory Devil realm and destroy it. He was simply enjoying himself. Every destroyed exit is equivalent to indirectly killing a demon warrior from the Rong Plain, or killing their elder. Xiaohan was delighted. At this moment, the Rong Plain was divided into 7 combat squads, conducting a carpet search in the Devil Palace. They swore to dig 3 feet into the ground to find Xiaohan. Each of their faces had extremely tragic expressions, as if they were facing death with equanimity. Killing intent rose up like smoke, solidifying on their faces, making them look ferocious. One of the combat squads. This combat squad was led by a great elder who had opened the Heaven Eye. Under his command were 7 ordinary Immortal Eye Realm elders, as well as 75 demon warriors. The lineup was magnificent. Open the Heaven Eye. Boom, the leading great elder's expression was cold. Suddenly, the light red mark between his eyebrows opened up. His eyebrows slightly opened and a vertical eye opened up from his flesh, emitting a faint light. In an instant, under the illumination of this light, all kinds of substances in the Devil Palace, and even the movements of the endless hallucinatory Devil realm, were all clearly seen by him, down to the finest detail. Most importantly, under the illumination of the Heaven Eye. This great elder's spirit power was highly concentrated, and the range of his spirit power's detection rose sharply. At the same time, the great elder's entire body shone with clear and crystalline light, surrounded by immortal chi, extraordinary and refined. This great elder had also opened the Heaven Eye to capture the floating immortal chi between heaven and earth. To refine the body. Seriously speaking, he also had a half-immortal body and was very strong. In the situation where I don't open the Heaven Eye, I am suppressed by the high-density hallucinatory Devil realm in this Devil Palace. My psychic power can only scan a range of 1,500 meters, but now that I've opened my Heaven Eye and burned my psychic power, I can scan a range of 20,000 meters. Our 6 Grand Elders, including Pagoda Lord Rong, are all expending their energy. Open your heavenly eyes and search for that little bastard. I'm confident that I can catch him. Yes, Great Elder. Open your third eye and see through the void. That little bastard won't be able to hide. The ordinary elders and heroes behind him were all excited. They roared in excitement. Tens of thousands of meters away from this combat squad, Xiao Han sat on the wall and shrouded the area with his spiritual force, paying close attention to every move of the 7 combat teams on the Rong Plain. TSK. With Rong as the leader, the leaders of the 7 combat teams are all existences that have opened the heaven's eye. Right now, they all open the heavenly eyes between their brows, releasing the radiance of half-immortal bodies. It was indeed miraculous. Perhaps, after opening the heaven eye, the range of their spiritual wave detection will be greatly increased. However, do you think you can catch me with this? Ah, what a joke. The corner of Xiao Han's mouth had a trace of ridicule. That's right, Xiao Han's current spiritual force detection range was 1 million meters. Even if Rong and the others opened their heaven's eye, they would still be far from being able to compare to Xiao Han's spiritual force. Everything was under Xiao Han's control. Opening the heaven's eye like this will probably consume a lot of energy, right? Suddenly, Xiao Han jumped down from the wall. If you want to fight to the death with me at all costs, then, let's fight. After completing the 17th spiritual finger incantation, Xiao Han's fighting spirit was unprecedentedly high. The confidence of winning filled his heart. Xiao Han walked towards the combat team closest to him. With my current spiritual force, I can activate the hallucinatory demonic realm from thousands of meters away and attack the target. Previously, I could easily make those at the 8th and 9th stage of True Qi enter the demonic realm, but I can't do anything to those at the 10th stage of True Qi, the Immortal Eye realm, which is the elder level of the Rong Plane. I can't make them enter the demonic realm in a short period of time. But now that I've completed the 17th spiritual finger incantation, what's the situation? I'll know once I try. Xiao Han's eyes were also filled with a strong desire to fight. Surging and boiling, he strode towards the combat team. The combat team was also advancing towards Xiao Han's position. The Great Elder led the way, his heaven's eye sweeping forward, radiating light rays in the shape of a fan. Behind him were the 7 ordinary elders. Behind them, hanging for thousands of meters, were the 75 demon warriors. This kind of formation was also very particular. In the eyes of the people of the Rong Plain, Xiao Han couldn't do anything to the elder level. Thus, the Great Elder and the ordinary elders were at the front, holding the line. Once they encountered Xiao Han, they would attack. As for the demon warriors at the 10th stage of True Qi and below, they were dragged back for thousands of meters. This way, if they encountered an unexpected situation, the demon warriors at the back could quickly retreat and avoid being killed by Xiao Han. Great Elder, if we discover that little bastard, our effective attack range is around 200 meters. We have to think of a way to lure that little bastard over and make him enter our effective attack range. Only then will we be able to kill him in one fell swoop. However, that little bastard is very slippery and his movements are very secretive. Right now, I'm afraid that he won't be too close to us. An ordinary elder said to the Great Elder who was leading the group with a frown. Your effective attack range is around 200 meters, but when I open my heaven's eye, my effective attack range is 500 meters. The Great Elder said with a dark expression. Within 500 meters, I can kill an expansion point realm trash as easily as taking something out of my pocket. Suddenly, roar. The Great Elder let out a wild and excited roar. His emotions were completely agitated, and he was on the verge of losing control. We found that little bastard. We finally found that little bastard. Around 18,000 meters. That little bastard is heading towards us. This seat's psyche undulations have finally found his location. The Great Elder's glabella shone brightly. Runes interweaved and wind, fire, cloud and lightning appeared. His entire body was also glowing with immortal light. His entire life seemed to have climbed to the peak. The most intense moment. As long as we kill that little bastard, we will be able to sweep away our disadvantage. At least a few hundred people can be teleported out. And I will become the hero of this world. We will make the greatest contribution. We will turn the tide. The Great Elder's voice was hoarse. Listen up. Everyone hold your breath and focus. Don't make any noise and restrain your aura. The Great Elder ordered. Do not alert the enemy. That little bastard is 18,000 meters away from us, and our effective attack range is only a few hundred meters. We have to lure him over. If he were to turn around and escape now, our efforts will be in vain. Then, the great elder pondered for a moment and his eyes lit up. The mental energy fluctuations of that little bastard. They're also very strong. In terms of mental energy, he is stronger than all of us, even stronger than Lord Rome. He is actually able to activate the hallucinatory demonic realm in this devil palace. Therefore, the range of his mental energy fluctuations is at least 10,000 meters. In other words, when we are 10,000 meters away from him, he may directly discover us and escape. Let's do it this way. I will take the initiative to send mental energy fluctuations to him and communicate with him through the air. First, I will say some compromising words to deceive him, make him lower his guard and maybe even lure him over. As long as he is within our effective attack range, he must die. Great Elder, that guy hasn't escaped yet, right? An ordinary elder at the side almost trembled with fear and asked. Not yet. The great elder was also nervous and suffocating. He is already about 15,000 meters away from us. Getting closer and closer. This little bastard is still swaggering. I don't know if he has discovered us. All of a sudden, all the members of this combat team were nervous. It was already very difficult to find Xiaohan. It was already very difficult. Now they were afraid that Xiaohan would slip away. After all, the distance of 10,000 meters was not within the control of this combat team. They had to approach carefully to ensure that Xiaohan did not change his route of action. There is no time to lose. I will communicate with him through the air now. Communicate with him. Let's stabilize him first. The great elder said while trembling. In the next moment, the great elder's entire body condensed true energy. His half-immortal body blossomed with a dazzling brilliance. He opened his mouth and sound waves condensed into a line, directly transmitted through the air towards Xiaohan. Xiaohan walked quickly. Releasing his mental energy fluctuations, he had already locked onto the combat team that was closest to him. There is still about 15,000 meters. Xiaohan licked his lips. My effective attack range is several thousand meters. At this moment, buzz, 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 the sound waves crossed 10,000 meters, penetrated through the layers of hallucinatory demonic realm, and arrived in front of Xiaohan. Xiaohan was slightly startled. Someone is sending a sound transmission to me through the air? In the next moment, an old and hoarse voice sounded near Xiaohan's body. Hello, little friend. I am a great elder under Lord Roan. In my plane, the demon hero realm, I can be considered to have the power to cover the sky. Now, I think it is time for both of us to have a good talk. Little friend, our two planes have never intersected. There is no grudge to speak of. The reason why we are killing each other? Haha, I think it is because of some misunderstanding. Moreover, it seems, it is you, little friend, who is killing our people unilaterally. I have to say, little friend, your methods are very brilliant. Our plane has always been strong. I did not expect that, in your hands, we will be defeated. Now both I and the leader of our plane, Lord Roan, admire you very much. Not only do we not hate you, but we also admire you very much. Why don't we bury the hatchet? On this matter, our leader, Lord Roan, has also spoken. Everything that happened before will be written off. Lord Roan is willing to become allies with your plain little friend. Moreover, Lord Roan will also give little friend some opportunities. How about it? Little friend, now let us all value peace. All the demon heroes in the world are one family. Our common enemy is the demon race, not killing each other. Come. Little friend, I believe that your mental energy fluctuations have also detected me. Yes, now I am about 10,000 meters away from you. Little friend, I have no ill intentions. Come over and talk. I swear I will never hurt you. Chapter 438. Xiaohan was slightly stifled when he heard the first elder's voice transmission. Soon after, he shook his head and laughed. Are you trying to deceive me? Do you really think I'm an idiot? Isn't this great elder too naive? Xiaohan didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Xiaohan also understood that his effective attack range was a few thousand meters. Of course, this was not an attack with true qi or demon magic. If Xiaohan attacked with his true qi or demonic magic, the effective range of his attack would be suppressed by the layers of hallucinatory demonic mirror, and he might not even be able to reach 100 meters. Xiaohan had activated the hallucinatory demonic mirror and used it to kill people, which was why his attack power could reach a range of several thousand meters. However, the great elder of the Rong Plane and even the Rong Plane himself, in this demon palace, under the high-density suppression of the hallucinatory demonic realm, Their true chi divine art attacks most likely couldn't reach 1,000 meters, right? Staying in the illusory devil palace for another day, Rong and the others' attack range and even attack power would show varying degrees of weakening. This point Xiao Han was deeply aware. Therefore, the first elder had made it clear that he wanted to play along with Xiao Han and lure Xiao Han into his effective attack range. How about this, little friend? Don't destroy the exit for the time being. If there's anything, we can discuss it face to face. If you have any conditions or requests, feel free to state them face to face. I will definitely try my best to satisfy you. Even if I can't satisfy your request, Lord Rome will still give you the most perfect answer. The first elder was still chattering away through voice transmission. As for Xiao Han, his face was full of disdain. However, suddenly an idea and a mischievous idea flashed through Xiao Han's mind, and it quickly took shape. In the next moment, Xiao Han also released his sound wave. He used his mental energy to send a voice transmission through the air. Great Elder? I have indeed sensed your location. Great Elder, you are very strong. You have opened the heavenly eye, and in the immortal eye realm, you are an outstanding figure. Your cultivation is on par with the Tower Master of our dimension. I am only at expanding aperture realm, a far cry from you. If you wish to kill me, all you need is a thought. If you want me to get too close to you, I do have a lot of fear. I was killed by you. No, little friend. You don't have to be afraid. I swear. I will never hurt you. I can swear an oath that I will not do anything to harm you. The Great Elder immediately transmitted a nervous and suffocating message. At this moment, the Great Elder was extremely nervous, as if he was holding a fragile crystal ball, walking on a single plank bridge. He was afraid that Xiao Han would run away, so he refused to get close. His nerves were taut, and he held his breath as he sent a telepathic message. Little friend, you must believe in me. I am at the 10th level of true chi, a person of high status and authority. I have always kept my word and will never go back on my word. I said that I won't hurt you. As long as you don't hurt me, I'm willing to bet my reputation. Is that so? Xiao Han pretended to hesitate. Little friend, I believe you don't want to waste time with us, right? The hallucinatory demonic realm in the demon palace is getting more and more dangerous by the day. Yes, your mental energy is very strong. But with each passing day, the pressure on you will increase. This is a situation where both sides will suffer. Let's reconcile. They drank and chatted merrily. In the future, when you come to our plane, we will definitely welcome you and treat you like a distinguished guest. Moreover, little friend, after entering the genius zone, things are hard to say. You are like a fish in water in this hallucinatory demonic realm. You can rely on the hallucinatory demonic realm to deal with the elites of our plane. However, after reaching the genius zone, the situation will be different. You will encounter the outstanding talents of the other planes. At that time, with little friend's cultivation level, I'm afraid it will be difficult for you to move forward. If both sides reach a reconciliation and become allies, after reaching the genius zone, we will be like brothers and look after each other. It will be much better than you fighting alone, right? That way, you might be able to obtain the immortal treasure left behind by immortal Emperor Ju Dao. Little friend, you are also a smart person. You should be able to weigh the pros and cons. The Great Elder was like a glib talker trying to convince Xiao Han to stay calm. Xiao Han only sneered. After waiting for the Great Elder to finish his long speech, Xiao Han pretended to be disdainful. It's like this. Indeed, after entering the genius zone with the strength of our plane, it will be very difficult to compete with the geniuses of the other planes. If I can cooperate with you, it will be the best of both worlds. Yes, it is indeed the best of both worlds. The Great Elder's voice trembled with excitement. If that's the case, Xiao Han pretended to say, Great Elder, come and meet me alone. All the elders and fiendish heroes behind you, stop right there. Yes, let them all stay where they are. Come alone. It will be disadvantageous for me if there are too many people. The Great Elder thought for a few breaths and said decisively, All right, I will come alone. Both sides ended the communication. Heck, what an idiot. Xiao Han's mouth curled into a mocking smile. Then Xiao Han strode forward. Great Elder, are you really going to meet that little bastard alone? The other 7 ordinary elders of the team and dozens of chivalrous knights all came over with worried expressions. Ha ha. Unexpectedly, the Great Elder suddenly laughed hoarsely. He laughed so hard that his body trembled violently. Idiot. He really is an idiot. He thinks that if I meet him alone, he will have nothing to fear? With his cultivation, as long as I get within 500 meters of him, I will be able to completely control him, making him unable to hide. I can slap tens of thousands of expanding point realm trash to death with a flip of my hand. Listen, all of you, stay where you are. None of you are allowed to move recklessly. I will go and meet him now and bring his head back. Ah. None of you should stay where you are. That little bastard spirit can sense your movements. Don't spoil things because of you. It wasn't easy to deceive him. Let's take this opportunity to eliminate this trouble. Great Elder, you must be careful. The other elders reminded him in unison. That little bastard is cunning and is not someone easy to deal with. How about, Great Elder, we immediately find Lord Rong and let him personally handle this matter? This is unnecessary. Do you think that I can't deal with a little bastard? Even an ordinary Immortal Eye Realm expert is unable to make him fall into devil mode, much less me. We must not act rashly and alert the enemy. It wasn't easy for us to find this golden opportunity to kill this little bastard. We can't let it happen just because of our mistakes. We cannot let it slip by because of our mistakes. For the time being, there is no need to alert Lord Rong. After I kill that little bastard, I will go to Lord Rong to ask for credit. The Great Elder's face was full of murderous intent, as well as the joy of success. After saying that, the Great Elder's figure leaped and directly rushed towards Xiao Han's position. Very quickly, the other elders of this battle team and Yao Xia could no longer use their spirit to sense the Great Elder's position. What should we do? Let the Great Elder meet that little bastard? I have a feeling that that little bastard is very difficult to deal with. The Great Elder went alone. I don't know if it will be good or bad. The few ordinary elders. They immediately whispered to each other in disgust. Suddenly, an ordinary elder laughed involuntarily. We've all become frightened birds. Ah. It's because that little bastard has caused us too much trouble before this. They've killed quite a few of our people. That's why we have so many misgivings. In fact, if we think about it carefully, we don't have to worry at all. After all, the Great Elder was a mighty expert who had opened the heavenly eye and had the body of a half-immortal. As long as he got close to that little beast, he would be able to kill it and trample it as he pleased. There was no suspense at all. Do you really think that an Acupoint Expansion Realm Cultivator would be able to defeat him? He should have a chance to defeat an Immortal Eye Realm Cultivator, right? Ah, that's too ridiculous. Hearing this, the elders and demon heroes laughed in relief. However, it's a pity that we can't move. Furthermore, our spirit undulations have been suppressed badly. We can't even survey a range of 1,000 meters. Right now, we can only stay here and watch. I hope that the Great Elder will be able to return triumphantly. Xiao Han placed his hands behind his back and walked briskly. His spirit waves were released without restraint. Oh, the Great Elder really came alone. The other elders and demon heroes all stayed where they were. He must have thought that he could easily control me. If he were to deal with a large group of demon heroes and several elders at the same time, it would take a lot of effort. Now that he's dealing with the Great Elder alone, he can activate the hallucinatory demonic realm and attack fiercely without any distractions. I wonder if he can be killed in one fell swoop. 8,000 meters. 7,000 meters. 6,000 meters. Xiao Han and the Great Elder were getting closer and closer. And the Great Elder was also walking while opening his heavenly eye to observe Xiao Han's every move. Good. That's great. That little bastard is walking directly towards me. He really wants to talk to me alone. Ah. I swore that I wouldn't hurt him, but I didn't say that I wouldn't kill him. Ah. I really won't hurt him. Because I'll grab him in an instant and beat him until his whole body explodes and he dies directly. Ah. 5,000 meters. 4,000 meters. 3,000 meters. 2,000 meters. Ah. I'm getting closer and closer. Within 500 meters, I'll kill him like slaughtering pigs and dogs. Ah. This little bastard actually stopped walking and sat down cross-legged. Why is he doing this? What trick is he trying to play? Suddenly, the Great Elder scanned the area with his mental power and discovered that Xiao Han was sitting cross-legged in the middle of the road. His eyes were looking at his nose and his nose was looking at his heart like an old monk in meditation. Xiao Han sat cross-legged. Boom, 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 boom. The liquid mental power star in his sea of consciousness began to roar. Countless strands of mental power flew out like dragons and attracted all the hallucinatory demonic realm within a few thousand meters. Within a range of 2,000 meters, I can already trigger the tide of the hallucinatory demonic realm and attack this Great Elder. The corner of Xiao Han's mouth curled up into a cold smile. In the next moment, Suddenly, in the area where the great elder was above his head, the hallucinatory demonic realm surged with wind and clouds. The originally blue sky suddenly darkened and all kinds of illusions appeared. A huge funnel-shaped whirlpool formed above the great elder's head. An incomparably demonic, incomparably terrifying aura covered the sky and covered the sun. It pierced through the heavens and the earth from north to south. Damn it! In the great elder's heart, an ominous premonition immediately surged up. In the blink of an eye, it was as if a piece of the sky had collapsed. The terrifying illusion of a great calamity was produced, only to see, in the void, a huge beast's mouth appeared. Millions of humans were swallowed inside. Who knew how many houses, buildings, cows, sheep and horses were also swallowed in one gulp? The order of the world collapsed. The huge mouth was not satisfied and swallowed towards the great elder again. The whirlpool flowed backwards, like mercury spilling onto the ground. It was pervasive and rushed into the great elder's brain. Roar! The great elder let out a tragic howl and roared fiercely. Little bastard! You dared to play tricks. However, you are too naive. Do you think this little hallucinatory demonic realm can stop me? The great elder's body inflated like a balloon. He walked towards Xiaohan step by step. However, his steps were incomparably heavy. Every step was extremely difficult. Xiaohan's hands formed seals. With a thought, more and more hallucinatory demonic realms surged towards the great elder like a tide. I'll refine you to death. After the great elder walked out 500 meters, he could no longer continue. Above his head, a huge black hole followed him. This black hole seemed to emit an extremely powerful suction force. This suction force was not sucking in the great elder's body, but his soul. It was like a whale swallowing the sea, as if it wanted to directly pull his soul out. The great elder's face twisted, incomparably sinister. Cold sweat burst out of his forehead like a waterfall. Finally, he trembled and could no longer take another step forward. Bang! The great elder directly sat down. Stop. Little bastard. Stop. I'll refine you to death. I'll refine you to death. I'll refine you to death. Xiaohan's mind was focused. His mental power was highly concentrated. He controlled the thousands of meters of hallucinatory demonic realm and continuously bombarded the great elder. Strands of hallucinatory demonic realm, like evil spirits, unreasonably drilled into the great elder's head. Roar! Little bastard! Little bastard! Little bastard! The great elder burst out with a dry roar. His voice was completely hoarse. Suddenly, the great elder slowly raised his right hand and slowly moved it towards his forehead. On his right hand, true chi ignited. The talisman formation exploded with a terrifying rumbling sound. No, no, little bastard. Stop. To refine a great person who has opened the heaven's eye to death is really not easy. Xiaohan had already continuously moved an unknown amount of hallucinatory demonic realm. He crazily attacked the great elder. His mental power had also been greatly depleted. This caused, on Xiaohan's forehead, fine cold sweat to seep out. However, Xiaohan did not relax at all. In the end, Xiaohan's ruthlessness rose. He held his breath, and the mental power in his sea of consciousness was pushed to the extreme. 10,000 meters of hallucinatory demonic realm, kill for me. Refine you to death. Ah. No. Little brother, let me go. No. Finally, the great elder's mind was in chaos. In his mind, a flaw was forcefully blasted open. Little brother, let me go. Ah. Little bastard, you're treacherous. You deserve 10,000 deaths. Suddenly, bang, the great elder's palm hit his forehead. Pooh! His entire body directly exploded. Chapter 439. Xiaohan exerted all his strength and didn't hesitate to consume his mental strength. He manipulated the hallucinatory demonic realm within 10,000 meters and bombarded one of the great elders of the Rong Plain. Rumbling refinement. Finally, the first elder's cultivation went berserk, and his spirit was completely taken over. He exerted all his strength and slammed his palm onto his own head. The ultimate move that he had used to kill the demon race in the past was unleashed on his own body without any restraint, showing no mercy at all. Bang! The great elder's body directly exploded. His body was smashed into pieces. In the blink of an eye, this heroic and peerless expert turned into a dismembered corpse. The dismembered corpse was still glistening with immortal light. Even the body of a half-immortal was smashed into pieces. It was extremely ironic. Who? Xiao Han let out a mouthful of impure air. He slowly stood up and walked towards the dismembered corpse of the great elder. I didn't expect that I, Xiao Han, would also personally kill a supreme expert of the immortal eye realm. Moreover, he had opened the heaven's eye and was almost an invincible existence in the secular world. This great elder was not any weaker than the tower master of my plane, but he actually died in my hands. All of a sudden, all the true acupoints in Xiao Han's body seemed to solidify. Those true acupoints that had yet to be opened also transmitted a vague throbbing, causing Xiao Han's soul to tremble. Moreover, his mind seemed to have become even more full and mellow. I've obtained some accumulation. Xiao Han's heart moved. Killing a supreme expert of a higher realm has allowed me to obtain precious accumulation in the cultivation of true qi. It has paved the way for me to transform my true qi into true talismans. Good. That's great. That's right. An expert who has opened the heaven's eye would be a supreme heaven's pride in any ordinary plane. To be able to kill such an existence, it will temper one's mind and stimulate one's life potential. The benefits are indescribable. Xiao Han nodded repeatedly. However, it is only in this special environment that I can kill such a powerful enemy. If I leave the hallucinatory demon palace, I will definitely be able to kill him. If I leave the hallucination devil palace, I absolutely cannot harm a single hair on it. Tao of luck. It's purely the Tao of luck. However, if I kill that Rongyi, then what kind of accumulation will I obtain? It's really unimaginable. Very quickly, Xiao Han's fluctuating emotions calmed down. He was neither arrogant nor rash, like an old well without ripples. At this very moment, the 7 ordinary elders of the combat team. However, the 75 chivalrous men stayed where they were, not daring to move. All of them looked into the distance with complicated expressions on their faces. However, the range of their psychic fluctuations was less than 1,000 meters, so they had no idea that the great elder had already fallen. It's been a long time. An ordinary elder's mouth was dry. What exactly happened? Logically speaking, the great elder should have encountered that little bastard long ago. Furthermore, with the great elder's cultivation realm, as long as that little bastard enters his attack range, the great elder will be able to kill him like slaughtering a pig or a dog. Could there be an accident? Shut up. Another ordinary elder glared at him. Don't say such unlucky words. What realm was the great elder at? A supreme expert with 101 true acupoints opened in his body, drawing in immortal energy. Cleansing the body, it was 100% half-immortal body. How could he fail miserably? Taking 10,000 steps back, even if that little bastard cheated, the great elder would be able to deal with it perfectly. Any unfavorable situation could be reversed. That's true, a half-immortal body is invincible in the secular world. It's impossible for anything to go wrong. Forget it, let's not guess blindly. Let's patiently wait for the great elder's triumphant return. Xiao Han slowly walked to the great elder's dismembered body and scanned it with his psychic power. Sure enough, the skin and flesh contain the charm of immortal energy. The level of life is not comparable to a mortal body. Xiao Han clearly saw the physiological structure of the great elder. If it was a head-on battle, it would be difficult for my true energy attack and demonic technique attack to deal a fatal blow to him. Xiao Han also had to admit that the half-immortal body was tyrannical. Unfortunately, your soul has not reached the level that is compatible with the half-immortal body. Xiao Han slightly shook his head. The body is very strong but the soul is relatively weak. And it just so happens that the hallucinatory magic realm attacks and damages the soul. So your half-immortal body can't play a role. At this point, Xiao Han finally understood why psychic power cultivation methods were so precious in the immortal world. It was because the attack of psychic power ignored the enemy's physical defense and true energy defense and directly damaged the soul. After the great elder died, his body exploded. Many maps, top-grade true energy spirit stones, secret manuals, and all kinds of medicinal herbs fell out of the true acupoint. Xiao Han collected a small part of it and put it all into his storage ring. Then he continued to walk forward. There are still a few ordinary elders and a group of demons waiting in front like dumb geese. Are they waiting for the news of my death? Ah, interesting. The members of the combat team were still waiting. Everyone don't move. If we move, that little bastard might be able to sense it. The great elder also told us not to move recklessly. An elder calmed the morale of the troops. At this moment, what? The 7 ordinary elders let out a horrified cry at the same time. Then their eyes stared straight ahead. That little bastard, directly walked towards us, from us several hundred meters. The Great Elder? The Great Elder. The Great Elder. A few ordinary elders screamed in a daze. Their tone contained a hint of a mental breakdown. The Great Elder went to kill Xiao Han. In the end, the Great Elder did not return. Instead, Xiao Han walked over slowly. Could it be? Little bastard. Our Great Elder. Oh, how is this possible? One of the ordinary elders shouted at Xiao Han from a distance. His voice was trembling in the wind. When he was still 500 meters away from the group of people, Xiao Han stopped and shrugged helplessly. I'm very sorry to let you get the start that you want. However, the result is not what you want. Great Elder? Well, the Great Elder has already passed away. Sai, the Great Elder's life in your plane was outstanding. He made great achievements and became a Dao ancestor. However, I didn't expect that. However, you don't have to be too sad. When the Great Elder passed away, he was extremely peaceful. Xiao Han smiled bitterly. Roar? In an instant, the people on the other side were petrified. All of them broke down and let out sorrowful cries and inconceivable cries. That's impossible. The Great Elder is the doyen of this plane. In his lifetime he has killed countless demons. Even many demon thearchs have been eliminated by him. He has pacified the world and ruled over the world. He is the pillar of our plane. How could a cornerstone of our plane die here? The heavens are not fair. The Great Elder, a legendary godly person, how could he die in the hands of an acupoint expansion realm bastard? Bastard. Little bastard. You deserve to die 10,000 times. Oh? Little bastard? Little bastard? All right. Since that's the case, all of you can go down together and accompany your Great Elder. All of you die. Xiao Han's face was cold. With a sudden movement, the hallucinatory demonic realm with a radius of a few thousand meters. It was forcefully compressed by Xiao Han's mental power and directly engulfed the enemy troops. Boom, boom, boom. The continuous high-density hallucinatory demonic realm was like a meteor shower, blasting into the minds of the 7 ordinary elders and the 75 demon knights. Po. The ones who were the most useless were those who were at the 8th level of true Qi. The formation realm demon knights had their souls and mental power crushed by the condensed hallucinatory demonic realm in an instant. They self-destructed and died. The 9th level demon knights were also unable to hold on for long. Soon they followed in their footsteps and self-mutilated, dying in all kinds of strange ways. In just a few breaths, other than the 7 ordinary elders, a large area was filled with dismembered corpses. It was a bloody scene. It was too horrible to look at. Bastard. The 7 ordinary elders wanted to unleash a killing blow on Xiao Han, but Xiao Han controlled the hallucinatory demonic mirror, firmly suppressing them, causing their faces to turn pale and their words to become incoherent. Very quickly, all of them collapsed to the ground, trying their best to resist the external demons and heart demons. One must know that after Xiao Han completed the 15th mental finger gesture, he could slightly suppress the ordinary elders. Although he could not refine them to death, he could restrain them. Now that he had completed the 17th mental finger gesture, his mental power had increased by who knew how much. His manipulation and compression of the hallucinatory demonic realm was simply incomparable to before. About an hour later, bang, 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 the 7 ordinary elders finally could not take it anymore and self-destructed one after the other. At this point, one of the 7 combat teams from the Rome plane had been annihilated. If it was outside, it would be impossible to kill these people. But now, I'll take this opportunity to kill them all. That's the only way to get rid of all future troubles. Xiao Han released his mental wave and scanned a range of at least 1 million meters. He firmly grasped the movements of the other 6 combat teams. And the combat team closest to me is about 100,000 meters away. In this 100,000 meters, there are dozens of exits. And destroy the exits and annihilate this combat team. You still want to fight to the death with me? From now on, Xiao Han, will completely counterattack. Xiao Han's figure leaped and his entire body turned into an afterimage as he flew towards that combat team. A combat team about 100,000 meters away from Xiao Han. The leader was still a great elder who had opened his heavenly eye. There were 10 ordinary elders and 88 evil heroes under him. This lineup was even stronger than the combat team that Xiao Han's team had just annihilated. Xiao, the great elder, also burned his immortal body's energy and opened his heavenly eye to scan the surroundings. "Great Elder, have you found the location of that little bastard?" asked a normal elder. "Not at the moment," said the Great Elder indifferently with a cold expression. "However, after I open my heavenly eye, my mental wave will survey a range of 30,000 meters. Sooner or later I'll be able to find that kid. He's just an acupoint expanding realm cultivator, but he uses despicable means to constantly harm our people. If I catch him, I'll definitely torture him to death." After a pause, the Great Elder waved his hand and shouted to the 88 evil heroes behind him. "All of you, remember to keep your distance. Only then will you have a chance to escape if you encounter that little bastard." The 88 evil heroes behind him retreated one after another. At this moment, oh no! The Great Elder's body twitched and his face turned extremely gloomy. Chapter 440. At this time the Great Elder's right eyelid actually twitched crazily. His expression became more and more unsightly. Even his entire body started to tremble in fear. "Great Elder, what's going on? Your spirit fluctuation, could it be that you've discovered something? Did you discover that little bastard?" A group of ordinary elders asked in fear. No. The Great Elder's throat was dry. Left eyelid twitching for wealth, right eyelid twitching for disaster. This seat suddenly had a fierce and ominous premonition, as if I suddenly lost something. There was a piercing pain. Could it be that something happened to my old brothers? The other Grand Elders? The ordinary Grand Elders were all extremely shocked. This Great Elder, in terms of seniority, was extremely senior in the Rome plane. The old brothers he mentioned were naturally the other Great Elders who had opened their heaven's eyes. "First Elder, the other Grand Elders will be fine," one of the ordinary elders immediately said in a comforting tone. "The other Great Elders are all outstanding talents in the immortal eye realm. They have opened their heaven's eyes and have a half-immortal body. Killing demon emperors is a piece of cake for them. How could they be injured in this illusory devil palace? That's absolutely impossible." "That's true." The Great Elder's emotions slightly calmed down. "However, us old brothers have cultivated together since we were young. We are as close as brothers and our hearts are almost connected. And just now, this seat indeed felt that a piece of flesh in my heart was forcefully gouged out. I hope that this seat's premonition is wrong." The Great Elder stood where he was for a moment before waving his hand. "Continue forward. Now we have to be even more careful. That little bastard is definitely not so easy to deal with." Xiao Han strode like a shooting star, heading straight for the combat team. Constantly approaching. 50,000 meters? There's still 50,000 meters? But it seems that group of idiots, they haven't discovered me yet. Xiao Han smiled casually. After killing a Great Elder, Xiao Han's confidence was boosted. More and more enough. Suddenly Xiao Han's footsteps paused and his eyeballs rolled a few times. If I charge head-on like this, I'll probably be discovered by those idiots very quickly. When the time comes, the Great Elder will charge forward, followed by a group of ordinary elders and chivalrous heroes. I'm afraid I can't control the situation. After all, it takes a long time to refine a Great Elder to death. Furthermore, I cannot be distracted. I must be completely focused. Once I am pinned down by the Great Elder, the other ordinary elders might be able to get close to me and attack me. It seems we can't fight recklessly. Then, I'll go around to the back of this combat squad and kill the dozens of demons behind them in an instant to deter the Great Elder. Having made up his mind, Xiao Han ran out diagonally. He had already made up his mind. He had to make a detour to avoid a head-on encounter with the Great Elder. Instead, he had to sneak around to the back of the squad and launch a sneak attack, catching them off guard. For Xiao Han, whose spiritual waves could cover 1,000,000 meters, it was a piece of cake for him to get to the back of the small team without being discovered by the leading Great Elder. All he had to do was to run a little more. It was a piece of cake for Xiao Han, whose flesh shell was as strong as that of an ancient savage beast and whose stamina was long. Poof, 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 poof. Along the way, Xiao Han also destroyed some exits one after another. That combat squad. The Great Elder led the way. He opened his third eye and radiated a fan-shaped beam of light, illuminating the area tens of thousands of meters ahead. Within this area of tens of thousands of meters, the Great Elder's spiritual energy was also transparent and bright, penetrating the void. Behind the Great Elder were 10 ordinary elders, and thousands of meters behind them were 88 chivalrous heroes. I'll do my best to survey the front. You guys pay attention to the back in case of emergencies. The Great Elder ordered the 10 ordinary elders. Don't worry, Great Elder. An ordinary elder smiled indifferently. Great Elder, please focus your spiritual energy on the front. As for the back, we've been walking all the way. The back should be safe. Yes, along the way, the Great Elder had been surveying with his third eye and walking forward from the back. Behind them were all roads that had been surveyed, so there shouldn't be any problems. As long as the front was under control, it would be fine. The Great Elder nodded slightly. But it's always good to be careful. More than an hour later, Xiao Han successfully avoided the Great Elder's third eye. He took a big detour and came to the back of the combat squad. He was about 5,000 meters away from those chivalrous heroes. After running for more than an hour, I finally reached the back of the combat squad. That Great Elder is still scanning every inch of the space with his third eye. He's really stupid to think that he can see through me. Xiao Han slightly adjusted the state of his vitality and then prepared his spiritual energy. Then he quietly approached the back of the combat squad. There were 88 chivalrous heroes in the back of this combat squad. They were mainly at the 8th level True Chi realm with a few at the 9th level True Chi realm. These chivalrous heroes were all under 10,000 years old. They were geniuses among geniuses to be able to cultivate to this level. All of them were arrogant and untamed people. But now they were a little dispirited. Damn it, I didn't expect that we would be completely controlled by a trash plains aperture expansion realm bastard. What a shame. I heard that many of our brothers have already been assassinated by that bastard. This old man hates him so much that his teeth are itching. If I were to bump into that bastard, I will definitely teach him a lesson. If it was an open fight, he would be able to suppress us with his powerful battle prowess and we would be convinced of his strength. But he is actually playing tricks in the dark and making things difficult for us. We are not convinced. That's right. However, we have already encountered such misfortune before even entering the genius zone. This is not a good omen. Don't talk nonsense. With Lord Rong, a few Grand Elders and dozens of Grand Elders, the competition in our plane is still very strong. Now that we have suffered a setback, it is a good chance to sharpen our temperament. Now, we are much more stable and our true acupoints are becoming more stable. Close to 2,000 meters, we have reached the attack range. When Xiao Han was about 2,000 meters away from those chivalrous heroes, he stopped in his tracks. That Great Elder and those ordinary elders are indeed idiots. They only care about monitoring the front and completely ignore the back. Then, let me light a fire for you all. In an instant, Xiao Han's mental energy moved. Boom, boom, boom. Without any warning, Xiao Han directly triggered the hallucinatory demonic realm within a few thousand meters and compressed it before enveloping the group of chivalrous heroes. Caught off guard. The 88 chivalrous heroes were all surrounded by the hallucinatory demonic realm. The hallucinatory demonic realm was like a flood dragon or a nightmare. It was like a death-hastening talisman that drilled into their minds. In less than 2 breaths, one by one their minds collapsed and they fell into a trance. All of them self-destructed and died. The ground was filled with dismembered corpses. What is going on? What happened at the back? 10 ordinary elders. Terrified, the moment they turned around, a thick stench of blood assaulted their nostrils. Roar? Dead. They're all dead. All the chivalrous heroes were annihilated. Roar? The Great Elder suddenly turned around and let out a heart-wrenching scream. It was as if his parents had died. The blood-crying ape wailed. Evil creature. He killed nearly 100 geniuses of my plane in an instant. He wants to destroy my plane. Roar? However, while these elders were still screaming, Xiao Han had already turned around and fled. He was already far away. The Great Elder led 10 ordinary elders and chased after Xiao Han aggressively. They grimaced and their eyes were about to pop out of their sockets. All of them seemed to have gone crazy and lost their minds. However, their flesh shells were far weaker than Xiao Han's. Their running ability and physical strength were inferior to Xiao Han's. Half an hour later, Xiao Han left them far behind. Cool, Xiao Han slowed down. I killed dozens of evil heroes at once. Those elders will probably vomit blood in anger, right? That's right, I'll kill some of the fiends first. Then, tomorrow I'll be able to complete the 18th spiritual finger incantation, and even the 19th spiritual finger incantation. Furthermore, the density and danger of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the Demon Palace will increase by another 10 times, suppressing them. In this way, I'll be able to kill the elder ranks even more easily. Soon Xiao Han came up with the perfect killing plan in his mind. Kill all the evil heroes first. With this plan, Xiao Han selectively destroyed the exits along the way. Then he ran in circles and sneaked to the back of each combat team. Coincidentally, the formation of each combat team was with the Great Elder and ordinary elders in front. Thousands of meters behind them was a large group of evil heroes. This formation gave Xiao Han the perfect opportunity to assassinate the third combat team. Xiao Han sneaked to the back and easily activated the hallucinatory demonic realm. He killed a large group of evil heroes and escaped calmly. From afar he could hear the elders and Great Elder wailing like ghosts and howling like wolves. The fourth combat team, the evil heroes, were slaughtered by Xiao Han. The fifth combat team, the evil heroes, were exterminated by Xiao Han. The sixth combat team, the evil heroes, were wiped out in an instant. The seventh combat team. This seventh combat team was led by Rong himself. Behind them were dozens of evil heroes. For the sake of stability, Xiao Han did not go to kill the evil heroes of the seventh combat team to avoid encountering Rong. Night fell. Let's find a place to rest for the night. I've killed a lot of people today and activated the hallucinatory demonic realm many times. This has made me very tired. Xiao Han yawned. Tiredness washed over him like a tide. He released his mental strength. While avoiding the enemy's pursuit, he destroyed the possible exits that the enemy could find. Finally, he ran far away, found an area that the enemy could not find, and fell asleep. Today he had killed hundreds of people and even killed a Great Elder. Xiao Han could not take it anymore. He was extremely tired and sleepy. He even felt like he had overdrawn his energy. He needed a good rest to replenish his mental strength. He would continue killing tomorrow. And in the entire hallucinatory demonic palace, the elders of the Rong Plain were crying, cursing, beating their chests and stamping their feet. Today what Xiao Han had done was no less than a devastating disaster for the Rong Plain. Chapter 441. Hallucinatory Demon Palace. Deep into the night, Xiao Han found a simple yet elegant courtyard with beautiful bedding inside. Xiao Han covered his head and slept. The sky was dark. Of course, with Xiao Han's current mental strength, even if he was sleeping soundly, he would still be able to sense if someone was within a kilometer of him. The night was silent. The first ray of golden light in the morning jumped in through the window lattice and shattered into mottled pieces of gold, sprinkling wantonly in the room. A few pieces of gold were like playful elves, lingering on Xiao Han's young and handsome face. Xiao Han's eyelashes blinked a few times and then he opened his eyes. A ray of light flashed through his eyes, like a bolt of lightning in the dark night. Comfortable, really comfortable. After a carefree night's sleep, Xiao Han's entire body was now full of vitality and his spirit was extremely full. The liquid mental strength star in his brain was very compact and round. As it rotated, it refracted a mysterious and profound pattern. The mental strength that was consumed yesterday was already perfectly replenished. Xiao Han walked out slowly. Outside, the entire hallucinatory demon palace seemed to be extremely depressed. The sky seemed to have sunk down, like an airtight pot lid. In every inch of space, there was a visible hallucinatory demon realm roaring and roaring, condensing into all kinds of monsters, demons, ghosts, and demon beasts, devouring the human world and choosing people to eat. Today's hallucinatory demon realm's density and degree of danger has increased by another 10 times. Xiao Han smiled slightly. This hallucinatory demon palace is really getting more and more dangerous day by day. After killing Na Rong, I should quickly teleport out. At this moment, Xiao Han's ears had a clear auditory hallucination. On the fourth day of hallucinatory demon palace, the density of hallucinatory demon realm has increased by 30 times, and the degree of danger has increased by 30 times. 1,000 exits, 212 left. There are still 212 exits left. Xiao Han was slightly happy in his heart. 1,000 exits. So far he had already used up 788 exits. However, this did not mean that he had teleported out 788 evil heroes. In fact, most of them had exits. They were all destroyed by Xiao Han. Presumably those guys from Na Rong's plane. After hearing that there are only 212 exits left, they must be extremely nervous and anxious, right? Xiao Han shook his head and laughed. Moreover, Xiao Han already knew the exact location of the remaining 212 exits yesterday. He could easily find any one of them. This caused Xiao Han to be in a completely invincible position within the illusory devil palace. Spiritual fluctuations radiated outwards, however. Today, Xiao Han's mental fluctuations had been affected by the high-density hallucinatory demonic realm suppression, and his sensing range had been reduced from 1 million meters yesterday. It was forcefully compressed to around 300,000 meters. Moreover, in this high-density hallucinatory demonic realm, the mind power star in Xiaohan's sea of consciousness began to feel restricted. It was extremely difficult. In this level of the hallucinatory demonic realm, even I, with my tyrannical mental strength, would be greatly affected. Although I wouldn't turn into a demon, I would still be restricted in every aspect. That Rong and the other elders, Great Elder, are also having a hard time right now? Xiaohan released his psychic wave and scanned the area within 300,000 meters, but he couldn't find any trace of the enemy. In the next moment, Xiaohan started to wander around, searching for the most crowded and chaotic parts of the hallucinatory demonic realm. Xiaohan was clear that the denser the hallucinatory demonic realm, the more rampant it was, the more beneficial it would be for him to cultivate the extinguishing sky decimating earth mental technique. Today I'll try to break through the 18th and 19th mental finger seals. Under such a high-density hallucinatory demonic realm, I should be able to complete it. A hint of determination flashed through Xiaohan's eyes. Very quickly, Xiaohan found a whirlpool-like area within the hallucinatory demonic realm. The space here was extremely unstable. Every inch of space was filled with densely packed hallucinatory demonic realms, causing the space to show signs of collapsing and rupturing. This is too good. It's suitable for my cultivation. Xiaohan beamed with joy. After slightly brewing the liquid mind power star in his sea of consciousness, he stepped into the whirlpool area, sat cross-legged, and formed seals with both of his hands. In an instant, like an ancient giant beast breathing in and out, swallowing the sun and moon, spitting out rivers, the space within a radius of several thousand meters collapsed towards Xiaohan. Numerous hallucinatory demonic realms surged into Xiaohan's sea of consciousness, refining them without any regard for their lives. Hallucinatory demonic palace. The 7 combat squads that Rong had assigned had already been defeated by Xiaohan one by one. Hundreds of elite evil warriors had died and withered, causing the 7 combat squads to return to 1. At this moment, Rong's face was completely ashen. The muscles on his face twitched intermittently, and there was an obvious shift in his facial features, causing some changes to his appearance. He became more ferocious and evil. His eyes were filled with resentment and hatred. Under Rong's command, there were only 5 great elders, 30 ordinary elders, and 128 evil warriors left. Less than 200 people. One must know that when Rong led a large army to leave his hometown for the Genius Zone, he was full of vigor, heroic, and insufferably arrogant. Each and every one of them had great ideals, great ambitions, and dreamed of becoming immortals. They were eager to give it a try. When they parted, they were all filled with lofty sentiments and lofty aspirations, looking down on the world. And now, there were heavy casualties. Less than 1 in 10 survivors. Quite a few of the elders had died. Even one of the great elders had fallen. The fall of the great elder was definitely a devastating blow to this plane. It was irreparable. Because in the years to come, this plane might not be able to have a new great elder. Roar? Goddamn bastard. I can't vent my hatred even if I die 10,000 times. The survivors all let out heart-wrenching screams as if they had lost their parents. Rong, on the other hand, did not speak. His face was terrifyingly gloomy. It was as if he was silently brewing a storm of destruction. After hundreds of breaths, there are still 212 exits left. Rong finally spoke. His voice was so cold that it made people's souls feel as if they had fallen into an ice cellar. All of a sudden, the wailing elders and evil warriors were silent. They all looked at Rong with their mouths agape. In a short period of time. That little bastard. He destroyed the exits repeatedly, leaving only 212 exits. I believe that after today the number of exits will decrease sharply. The number of exits would decrease sharply. At that time. Even if he doesn't come to kill us, we will all be trapped in this damn demon palace. Rong looked around. At present, other than him and a few elders, the rest of the evil heroes all had depressed expressions on their faces. They looked very tired. They almost didn't dare to take a deep breath. It seemed that if they relaxed a little, the hallucinatory demonic realm that wandered in every inch of space would invade their hearts and break through their psychological defenses, causing them to be possessed. You guys can't hold on any longer, right? Rong said indifferently. Lord Rong, we can still barely hold on today, but once we enter tomorrow I'm afraid it will be difficult to resist. At any time tomorrow we may instantly become possessed. The evil warriors. Their faces were full of bitterness. Lord Rong, we must find the exit today. A few ordinary elders were also complaining incessantly. Lord Rong, we can only hold on for 3 or 5 days at most. 3 or 5 days? Rong roared in exasperation. Do you think that after 3 or 5 days there will still be an exit left for us? With that little bastard's temperament, I'm afraid that he will destroy all the exits today, leaving only one exit for himself. Damn it. Lord Rong. A great elder wailed in despair. It's not that we can't find the exit. We will always be able to find the exit, but all of them have been destroyed by that bastard. Lord Rong, are we going to die just like that? A few great elders had thrown away their dignity and reservedness, as though they were young wives who had been wronged. Right now we can't even catch him and we can't even lock onto his location. Furthermore, he already has the ability to assassinate elders. We're doomed. Lord Rong, are we already forced into a corner with no chance of turning the tables? Are we going to suffer a crushing defeat? We've been heroes for our entire lives, but all of us are going to die here, in the hands of an unknown expanded aperture realm small fry. Lord Rong, we don't want to die. In our own plane we have been domineering, ruling over the world, ruling over billions of lives, wielding power over them. We don't want to die. Sorrowful cries spread in all directions like dark clouds. Other than Rong, the rest of the people started to wipe away their tears. There's only death. Rong clenched his teeth and said word by word. There's still a chance. At this moment, Shio, 38 demons from the revered plane appeared in all directions. The leader was a red-robed young man who was at True Chi level 9 True Treasure Realm. He was a valiant and heroic young man. In the revered plane, he was a top-notch genius with unparalleled charm. Lord Rong, fortunately, I didn't fail you. The red-robed young man bowed. We've been searching the illusory devil palace with all our might, and we've finally captured some of the demons from that trash plane. Immediately, 11 demon heroes from Xiaohan's dimension had their hands and feet tightly bound by True Chi shackles and were pushed to Rong's side. Kneel down. The red-robed young man stretched out his right hand, and with a jolt of his True Chi, the 11 captured demons all knelt down. If you want to kill us, then kill us. One of the demons raised his eyes in anger. His body was contorted and trembled in anger. You bastards who bully the weak. If you want to kill us, then kill us. Don't be long-winded. Among the 11 captured demons, 3 of them were at the True Chi level 8 True Chi level Talisman Formation Realm, and the remaining 8 were at the True Chi level 7 True Chi level Talisman Formation Realm. At this moment, the 3 of them were still able to resist the illusory devil realm, but the 8 of them were all at the True Chi level 7 True Chi level. Their faces were green, their eyes were tightly shut, and they were foaming at the mouth. It was as if they could die at any moment. The one who talked back to Rong was an 8th level demon, and he was also a tough man. Rong's eyes were filled with viciousness. Suddenly, the index and middle fingers of his right hand clawed out. Po. The eyeballs of the demon hero, who was at the 8th stage of True Chi, were dug out and burst out. Fresh blood spurted out. Roar. The 8th level demon was in so much pain that his whole body was convulsing. However, his bones were very tough, and he was determined to not show any weakness and wail. Ants like you. If it wasn't for the fact that you still have a trace of value, I would have crushed your bones and scattered your ashes with one finger. Rong smiled cruelly. Then, listen up, we've already been forced into a dead end by that little bastard. He's too sinister and cunning, giving us absolutely no chance to turn the tables. However, the last trace of hope lies with the demons from this trash plane. The corner of Rong's mouth pulled into a perverted smile. That little bastard has been unwilling to find the exit to teleport out. It's probably because he's taking care of the demons from their plane. He wants the demons from their plane to be able to escape one by one. Now we've captured 11 demons from their trash plane. With them as bait, let's see if we can lure that little bastard out. This is the last chance. Chapter 442. As it turned out, this Rong had deliberately arranged for a group of evil heroes to search for and capture the evil heroes from Xiaohan's plane in order to hold the hostages, using these hostages to lure Xiaohan out of his hole. This was originally a trick used by some lowly scoundrels. As the leader of a plane, a half-immortal body absolutely could not use this kind of method. After all, it was too dirty, too despicable. However, after being forced into a dead end, Rong did not care anymore. He was completely shameless. Now we will take these pigs and wander around the illusory demon palace. Also, we will release spirit waves to send sound transmissions. And from now on every 4 hours we will kill one. As long as that little bastard does not appear, we will kill one hostage every 4 hours. Roan looked at the 11 evil heroes with the eyes of looking at pigs and dogs, and laughed sinisterly. Now, let's see if the young hero of your plane cares about your lives. Ah. You better shout for help so that he will come and save you. Ha ha ha. No? No. Don't kill us. A sexy female evil hero with long chestnut-colored hair had the temperament of a peerless beauty. At this moment her true chi was at the 8th level formation realm. At this moment, her eyes were filled with fear as she looked around. Don't kill us, no? Your life and death are completely in the hands of that young man. It has nothing to do with me. I am only responsible for killing one person every 4 hours. Roan laughed extremely uncontrollably. Her entire person inadvertently revealed a kind of demented feeling. Ha 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 ha. Suddenly, the evil hero who had his eyes gouged out stretched his neck and laughed. Within his laughter, there was an indescribable sense of ridicule. Ha ha. A dignified evil hero leader of a large plane actually thought of such a sneaky trick? Ah. What a shame. What a great shame. Shut up. Roan Lao was embarrassed into anger and directly waved his hand. The evil hero's tongue was also gouged out. The evil hero's face was covered in blood, and he fainted from the pain. Alright, don't waste time. We are afraid of any changes. With the great elder as the leader, everyone spread out. They all spread out and spread the news of the hostage quickly so that the little bastard would know about it. These hostages are temporarily detained in my hands. Roan Lao ordered. Xiao Han swallowed the 10,000-meter-long hallucinatory magic land, and his brain was burning hot. They were all boiling up, emitting poochie-poochie sounds. Alright. The accumulation should be enough. Charge. The 18th spirit finger technique. Xiao Han's body trembled, and his hands began to form seals like butterflies. He had mastered all kinds of profound and obscure hand gestures. They were linked together like magic, ethereal and illusory, overflowing with an immortal charm. As Xiao Han made a series of hand gestures, the mind power star in his sea of consciousness shrank continuously. The expansion and compression seemed to be the perfect preparation and accumulation for the final eruption. As Xiao Han cultivated step by step, the area he was in began to change. After absorbing the hallucinatory demonic domain, the entire space was filled with a myriad of colors, and all kinds of illusions appeared. Immortals, palaces, immortal formations, fiends, demons, wind, and clouds appeared one after another. Then all of them were absorbed into Xiao Han's sea of consciousness. 2 hours later, Hong, the 18 spiritual finger seals were completed with a bang. Perfect. Everything was done in one go. There was no pause in the middle. Suddenly, the liquid mind power star in Xiao Han's sea of consciousness emitted the sound of metal colliding. The density of the entire liquid mind power star was almost close to that of a solid. It clearly transmitted the fluctuation of solidified mind power. Now that I have completed the 18th spiritual finger seal, I can already reform most talisman formation realm people. The success rate is very high. I can erase their ego in one go and make them willing to become my slave just like Brother Yin. Xiao Han nodded his head in satisfaction. Then Xiao Han released his mind power again. His mind power, which was originally suppressed to 300,000 meters, was now released and could directly spread out to 1.5 million meters. It almost covered the entire hallucinatory demonic palace perfectly. It was just a simple completion of one more spiritual finger seal, but to Xiao Han, the growth of his mind power was not just a little bit. However, at this moment, a wisp of mind power transmitted into Xiao Han's ears. Little bastard. Listen to me. Right now, there are 11 demon heroes in your plane that have been captured by us. If you don't want them to die, you better show yourself and we can talk face to face. Otherwise, we will kill one person every 4 hours. Little bastard, aren't you righteous? Ah, now your companions are in our hands. Ah, you also don't want to watch them die, right? Ah, listen carefully. Whether you can save their lives or not, it's up to you to decide. If you don't show yourself, then we will perish together. Then we will torture your companions to death one by one. What? Xiao Han's heart trembled slightly, and he used his mind power. A few great elders who had opened their heaven eyes led the ordinary elders to run around, spreading mind power and transmitting their mind power. Each of them had a very ferocious and evil expression on their faces. At a place more than 100,000 meters away from Xiao Han, Na Rong led hundreds of demon heroes and stood coldly in a public square. In the public square, there were 11 demon heroes from Xiao Han's plane kneeling. Oh no! Seeing this, Xiao Han's heart slightly tightened. We actually have 11 people captured alive. Xiao Han also sighed inwardly. After entering the demon palace, Xiao Han had been secretly helping the demon heroes from his plane, so that they could smoothly find the exit and teleport out. With Xiao Han's help, there were at least dozens of demon heroes who escaped from the demon palace. However, in such a big demon palace, it was impossible for Xiao Han to take care of everything. Moreover, Xiao Han also had to divide a lot of energy to deal with those elder level. Now, at the last moment, there were still 11 demon heroes who were captured alive. At this moment, Na Rong was in the public square, constantly sending out mind power and transmitting his mind power. Because Xiao Han's mind power was too tyrannical and sharp, even though they were more than 100,000 meters apart. Xiao Han could also vaguely catch Na Rong's transmission. Na Rong's expression was ferocious and fierce. Like a demon from hell, his facial features shifted and smoke came out of his 7 orifices. Little bastard. The time limit of 4 hours is up. This seed is going to start killing. Ah. Don't you have a sense of justice? Haven't you always been acting as a savior? Ah. Now you want to ignore your companions? Ah. Don't think that this seat doesn't dare to make a move. You killed so many demon heroes from our plane. Now this seat is also coming to collect some interest. The time limit of 4 hours is up. As his voice fell, Na Rong grabbed with his right hand. He directly grabbed a demon hero who was kneeling on the ground and lightly squeezed. Bang! That demon hero's entire body exploded. Ah. No. Xiao Han. Come and save us. Xiao Han. You absolutely can't watch us die and not save us. You will really kill us all. Xiao Han. The remaining 10 demon heroes, a few of them all started wailing, and wailing. Time again. From now on. After 4 hours, this seat will kill another person. Na Rong said coldly. Motherf asterisk cur. Xiao Han cursed in his heart. Although those captured demon heroes had no friendship with Xiao Han himself, they came from the same plane after all. Now that Xiao Han saw them being casually killed by people from other planes, he couldn't help but have a feeling of the fox mourning the death of the rabbit. Go and save them? Xiao Han's footsteps involuntarily walked towards where Na Rong was. This Na Rong is really deranged. He will definitely kill all the remaining people. It seems that he really has to fight me for the last time. However, this Na Rong is the leader of that plane. His battle strength is even higher than those great elders. If I directly go and save them. This. Xiao Han walked and pondered. In the plaza. Na Rong's facial expression became even more morbid. He directly pointed at the beautiful woman who was kneeling on the plaza, a demon hero with an 8th level true chi talisman formation realm. Pull this slut out. Immediately, a few chivalrous heroes rushed forward. Like wolves and tigers, they dragged the female chivalrous hero out. Listen, after 4 hours, if that little bastard still doesn't appear, then... You guys. Na Rong looked around and saw that there were hundreds of male demon heroes. All of you take turns to ravage this slut. These demon heroes were slightly stunned when they heard this. Lord Rong, this seems a little inappropriate. Why don't we just directly kill her? If we violate her, it seems to be a loss of face. A few demon heroes whispered. Shut up. After 4 hours, all of you put in more effort and properly play with this slut. I want to see if that little bastard will appear or not. Ah. Na Rong hissed and transmitted the message. Little bastard, you're called Xiao Han, right? Listen carefully. Xiao Han, if you don't show yourself in 4 hours, then this B asterisk TCH in your realm will be killed by the wheel of death. Ah. Wow. A thought flashed through Na Rong's mind. With my cultivation, I can open my heaven's eye and concentrate my mental force to a high degree. Regardless of the cost, my maximum attack range can reach 2,000 meters. Of course, burning my life's potential and even burning my immortal body will have a huge side effect. After I leave this illusory devil palace, I will no longer be able to compete with the geniuses in the genius zone. However, I can't care so much. I must fight to the death and kill that kid. 2,000 meters. As long as he comes within 2,000 meters, I have a 99% chance of killing him. By burning his half-celestial body, Na Rong could increase his maximum attack power to a range of 2,000 meters. However, if he did that, his vitality would be greatly injured and his cultivation base would drop. Even his heaven's eye would be closed. Unless it was absolutely necessary, Na Rong wouldn't do that. Now it was a matter of life and death. Bastard! Xiao Han gnashed his teeth in anger. His heart was filled with killing intent. He's simply a bastard. Although I, Xiao Han, have a murderous nature, I've never used this kind of method against my enemies. This Na Rong is worse than a pig or a dog. After 4 hours, that woman will be. Xiao Han's heart was also in a mess. Since things had come to this, Xiao Han couldn't ignore it anymore. I can't let that woman be raped. If he killed her directly, I might be able to endure it. After all, these fellows aren't friends with me. But now, he actually used such a sinister method. Xiao Han was deep in thought as he walked. I must think of a way that satisfies both sides. Not only can I save the hostage, but I can also ensure that I won't be surrounded by those fellows from Na Rong's plane. Xiao Han was very clear that although his mental force was bursting, if he fought with Na Rong one-on-one, he would still be at a disadvantage even if he had the advantage of time and place. Once he was caught in a fight, he wouldn't be able to be distracted. If the great elders under Na Rong took the opportunity to surround him, Xiao Han would probably be in trouble. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.